Welcome, welcome, ladies and gentlemen. Good evening, good morning, good afternoon, wherever the case is, wherever you are. Welcome to another Call In Khan show. Um, I done one. I done one last night. It wasn't supposed to be a call-in show, but with the Salah news, I thought I'd give everyone a chance to celebrate and have their say and talk about Mohamed Salah renewing, extending, call it how you want. Uh, but yeah, but today was the scheduled show. Today was the scheduled show. I thought Saturday night, so much to talk about suddenly, so much to talk about. Um, there's nearly 50 of you in here already. Hope you've all liked the stream before we start. Yes, NS Sports, what we saying? What we saying, bro? Come in and talk. Come in and talk. The link is in the description, people. The link is pinned in the chat, sorry, I should say. Nice one, Himanshu. Can always rely on you. Yeah, we're going to talk about that, Aaron. We're going to talk about that. Sweet. We're going to talk about that. You know, news coming out that Man United want Ronaldo to stay and Ronaldo wants to go. Laszlo says, can't wait for John Moore to come on and slag FSG. Oh, no. Let's play nice. Let's play nice. Everyone's allowed an opinion. Big up, brother Grizz, the great people. Fabio's got this. Fabio might have a great. There's two. Yeah, Fabio might have a great career at Liverpool, man. Fabio Carvalho, if you've named yourself after him. Yes, Sedan, I'm good, bro. I'm good. I'm ready to speak. I'm ready to talk. In fact, I'm not ready to talk or speak. I'm not feeling too great, but it's all about you guys. There's a few people in the chat already that are waiting to jump on. Bide with me, guys. Bide with me. I'm gonna get you all on one by one. Where we go. Elias, of course, a member. Big up, Grizz. Big up yourself, bro. Ritik says, bro, you are great. You are greater. You are absolutely greater. Evening, people. Looks like we might be signing Ronaldo. Who's we? Rookie. Evening, people. Looks like we might be signing Ronaldo. Rookie LFC. No. We are not signing Ronaldo. Come on, rookie, yard. What are you saying? Are you saying you're a Liverpool fan? And are you saying as a Liverpool fan we might be signing Ronaldo? My God. Who else is in here? Mahboob, salam, bro. Can't wait for the show. Yeah, me too, man. Let's get it on. I'm just waiting for the crowd to build up nice and slowly. Over 100 of you in here now. Respect. Bashar with the first super chat of the night. It says, big up Grizz from Baku offshore. Even though I'm an Inter fan, but feel the Salah deal is a relief. Ronaldo leaving Man United for me is a step up. I can't disagree with anything you said there, Bashar. First and foremost, thank you very much for the super chat. The Salah deal is a relief from a Liverpool point of view. It's a massive, huge relief. The timing is impeccable. Just before people get back to preseason training. It makes sense in so many ways, man. It makes sense, not just from the fans' point of view, but from Klopp's point of view, from Salah himself point of view, from Salah's teammates' point of view. Everyone knows where they are, how they stand, where they stand, and it's only positive energy now. Positive energy from here. But yeah, big up yourself. Oh, okay. I'm sorry, rookie man. You know, sarcasm and via text and via tweets or via messages is very difficult. Hi to yourself as well, Joe. Hi to yourself as well. But yeah, people, I'm gonna start. Big up yourself as well, Spartan. One of my great mods in the building as well. No Bobby contract news as of yet. Ridic. No Bobby news as of yet. I don't think we will get Bobby news. That's just my guess at the moment. Yeah, even though I'm not a massive tennis fan, I used to be when I was younger, but that was mad. Yeah, that was Kyriakos is just a stunning entertainer, stroke player at the same time. Not many of those like about anymore. My boob says, do you see anything else happening in terms of incomings? Not sure. It depends. if we can get the money that we want for all the outgoings, and then we can assess the situation once we go again. But let's relax about incomings and transfers and incomings and transfers. So much else to talk about. So much to talk about. Um, Kush Kapoor says, props to getting the Salah news before Fabrizio. I think we get two more in before the window closes. Window only just opened and nobody really knows what we are doing behind the scenes. Okay, interesting, interesting. But I'm gonna get the first caller in today, and I'm gonna get the first caller is gonna be let's see, Stephen Summerfield is gonna be the first caller of the day. Let's get him in here. Hey, Stephen,
Hello,
how you doing?
hello, Grizz. Yeah, good to see you again. I'm always the first one. uh,
Great,
very
great,
the
great,
first one.
great to have you on again. Of course. How you doing?
Yes. Yeah, good. Feel relieved and awesome about what happened yesterday.
Where
I
were
wa-
we? Where were we? Where were we when we last had a chat? Where were we? Like in terms of where was you? I can't remember. Remind me what our chat was. I of course I remember you, but remind me how you felt about the Salah situation. Was you nervous? Was you apprehensive? Did I remember?
I
Do you remember
I
me
wa-
calming you down? Trying to
it
calm you
was
down.
I think it was last Friday. I think it was, yeah. I did say that I was kind of nervous, a wee bit nervous, but I wasn't too worried going into the season of how it would have went. But Yeah, if you would have imagined last week, mate, that we would have talked about, oh, are we going, how are we going to get this? Are we going to get this deal signed or not? This is all just FSG spin round, but like, here we are. I think a week and a day later. Well, actually, no, he signed the contract yesterday, so we're a week in from that call, and Julian Ward has done the business. Julian Ward flew out in his jet, visited Salah on his holiday. They got the deal done through a glass of coffee, or it must have been a glass of wine, and it was just done in a matter of minutes, and he just flew off again. That's how I saw it, mate.
He's done well, hasn't he? He was tasked
Mm.
with one of the hardest jobs probably in world football, which is taking over the legend that is Michael Edwards, right?
Yeah, that was
So
big
Michael
shoes to
Edwards,
fill.
so massive shoes to fill, and I
Mm.
think he's done a great job so far. He hasn't finished, whether that's incomings, whether that's outgoings, whether that's contract renewals. He hasn't finished.
Mm.
That's what I can say for now. He hasn't finished. But
Oh
the
no.
point is, as we can see so far from what he has done, immaculate, immaculate work. One thing I will say, Stephen, uh, is let's not underestimate or let's not say he done the Salah deal. Michael Edwards had done majority of the legwork. Let me tell you that. So
Mm-hmm.
it's a combination. It's an effort from the whole team, upwards and downwards. And obviously, the front man, the head man, always gets the glory, which is
Mm-hmm.
Julian Ward in this situation. But a lot, everyone's done a lot of legwork. But how do you feel now then? Like as compared to last week, does it change anything in your mindset?
Uh, Completely changed. I think so.
Hmm.
Yes, because he's already signed, and I think it's a 3 year contract, and to know the fact that we won't have to worry about this going forward is a massive boost. Because if we were, to be fair, mate, I think I said this last night on Team Coppish Colin's show that if we were to if we were to let this go on, it would have been a whole nightmare because we
Hmm.
would have been in a financial war with his agent, and we know how agents go in these circumstances. They tend to say things to the media, and they tend to certain fans tend to believe those sort of things, and I'm just going. Fuck that rubbish. It's for my language, but f that rubbish. It's all about at the end of the day. It's what Salah wants at the end of the day, and the reality is what he's seen from this past, even though we lost the Champions League, we only got the domestic double, we came short in the league. He's still pushing. I think he's coming 30. He's only. I think for me, he's just getting to the near peaks of his career.
Hmm.
Now the fact is, will he score many goals as what he did, back in his early days? I think he's still got the capabilities of doing it. I think he still wants to go for that Ballon d'Or, in my opinion, and it's going to be really interesting how he does that. I personally want to see it happen. It's a big ask, if you ask me, mate, but as long as if there's anything for me that I love about this football club is we're taking the directions that Liverpool used to do as a sort of back in the 80s. Now I wouldn't say, even though we're run by FSG, and yes, you can say they're debatable owners, but they have done businesses that we can definitely get behind. With this team, with this generational club, I've sort of come back to the roots of what we used to be and what Liverpool's all about. Klopp cares about the town. The players do care for the town, and they have that. Mo Salah has lived in Liverpool now for about, is it 6 years? I think it's 6 years for 5 years now.
5 years, yep.
Yeah, it's mad to know. Mane left about 6 years at the club, so to be in Liverpool for that long, definitely, it definitely makes you home. It definitely makes you home, and Salah at this moment in time, he would have loved to go to Real Madrid. I know for a fact he would have liked to go to Real Madrid. Personally, I wouldn't have saw him in a Real Madrid shirt. I would have saw him in a Barcelona t-shirt. But I think it's just a bit hard to know where he went. But I think with this contract news when he just signed, it's clear to me that he still wants to win many more trophies for Liverpool, whether it's domestically or if it's Premier League or whether it's the Champions League. It's going to be really interesting how that goes, Grizz, and this season's going to be crucial. Salah's going to be playing with front three, potentially without Mane or Firmino. It's probably going to be, in my opinion, Diaz, Nunez, and Salah. So Salah will still be down the right, in my opinion. Nunez, I think I said last time that Nunez, I believe that Nunez was brought in for the Salah replacement. Who knows how they're going to do that? Will Salah play in the middle sometimes, or will Nunez play on the right? That's going to be a big factor to know what's going to happen there. If Klopp makes that system happen, but I do believe that it's what I've got from the Salah news overall, mate, is a weight off our shoulders, and we don't have to worry about this young man going forward. And we can get behind the full players, and we can get behind Salah and Klopp, going forward for the upcoming season. And I'm sure that Salah will want to rectify what he done. When he scored last season in the early parts and stages, with that run, and then he sort of dipped down after when he left coming back from AFCON. But I think that's the aim. He won't have AFCON this year. He won't have it, and he'll come into the Liverpool tie totally prepared that he will be with the squad non-stop. He won't have many international games, luckily, and he'll be full set of scoring many goals for Liverpool, and hopefully get us one of those major trophies, which I'm hopeful for.
No, absolutely. You make a very good point about no AFCON, no World Cup, and in effect, he's going to have a nice rest in November as well. It's like basically another pre-season, another chance to go to Mykonos, go and chill out with his family in Greece on a lovely island, and then come back and go again. And we know of a refreshed and energized Salah is dangerous. I mean, the last time he had a refreshed and energized start to the season, was last season. And look what happened there, mate. He started off like a house on fire. Obviously slowed down after the AFCON. And look, it's understandable. He played every single game, and the AFCON disappointment and then the World Cup disappointment with his country. It's not only a physical downer, it's a mental downer. These players you got to remember, he's the king of Egypt. They look up to him and everything. And that comes with huge pressures, man. Like he's the only star. Like there's no one else.
Like he would have run that Egypt team him by himself. Like I can't, apart from maybe El Neni, I can't know one Egyptian player who would have been that great. Apart from Salah.
Yeah, it's absolutely true. It's absolutely true. This is what it is, man. It's not easy when you've got that much pressure on you. You know what I mean? Imran says, Grizz, can you share some details about the deal? Tomorrow's RedFellas, 9 p.m. I'm going to share what I know of the deal and how it happened and everything. So tune in tomorrow, 9 p.m. RedFellas. We will talk extensively about the Salah deal and everything that happened. But yeah, look, it is what it is, man. We're happy. It's done. Some people are saying it's Salah's best was 3 years ago, still quality, but he won't get those numbers again. But I think that's harsh because he got stunning numbers last season.
Exactly. Like he would have.
And that was up till January, really, because post AFCON, he didn't really do much. Imagine if he didn't have all the AFCON and the World Cup in between.
Yeah, I will say this. Even though Mane and Salah were great for us and did wonderful things, and I'll always be grateful for that going forward, what was a bit of a downside to that was I'm not playing down where they came from. I think what they did with Senegal and Egypt were great. And Mane winning AFCON was something that we definitely got behind him, and picked up him for Salah. It's just whenever they had played for those teams, there was this odd, I don't know if they play every 3 years or 2 years, but the odd time in January we'd have to go to AFCON, right? Get all the play for their country, trying to drag their teams out of the ground to try and get their trophy, then come back and try to do the end of the stuff for Liverpool again and try to put your performances to standards. But I think Grizz, I think that's what got to Salah. I think AFCON did impact him a bit.
Of course it did. 100%.
Because that would have meant a lot to Salah. If he would have won the AFCON, it would have given him a boost, and it would have
But
I don't know,
Stephen, check this out. But Stephen, think about it. The person that did win the AFCON was a certain Sadio Mane. And look at the boost it gave him. So
yeah,
pre-AFCON, let's not beat around the bush. Sadio Mane wasn't electric, wasn't great. He was okay in some games. His output was good, but his performances, in my opinion, weren't great. In fact, I'd say
mm,
they were poor. But
yeah.
come to the um, come to the after post Afcon. Wow, he went a different level, didn't he? So
It's
imagine
weird.
we
I
knew
always
whoever's going to win
Yeah, I
that,
know.
whoever's going to win the Afcon is going to get that boost.
I found it strange that whenever Mane and Salah would play, sometimes that there was this odd sort of rivalry between them two. Like whenever they played, sometimes I think Burley comes to mind in the 1920 season, right? And there was this odd situation in which near full time we won the game. Mane comes up to Salah. I don't know where he goes up to Klopp, but one of them gets pulled off, and and they're both going. I think Mane's furious that he has to come off, and I don't know if it was Salah or something like that, but like Mane was furious at the time, and he didn't understand. He didn't understand why he was brought off for Salah or something like that. I think Salah was on the bench. I don't know, but there was an odd rivalry from them two that I didn't factor for the friendship for sure, but I think they were very sort of competitive in a way, like who was going to get the most goals or who was going to get the most assists. That was a bit of a pain to try and rectify. But like I think whenever I saw them play together against Senegal and Egypt, that was a bit weird as well. Because whenever you saw Mane went to get the winning penalty for Senegal and Salah in tears afterwards, you think, oh God, I hope this doesn't affect us going forward for the rest of the season because you need them to work together. But luckily they did, and they got the domestic title, but they just came up short though in the Premier League and the Champions League. I have no doubt in my mind that they kept that friendship stale and I kept it going, and I think they're still good friends. And I've got no doubt in my mind that they'll put those sort of mini vassals back in the wayside, and it's just good to know that Mane wasn't such a whenever he came in. I always remember that season he came in when we lost the Europa League finals. You remember that? I think he did come in that season, yeah. And I was thinking to myself, oh, all right, decent player. He's on good numbers in the first half, and I thought, the sun thinking. I remember getting up to bed one morning and thinking, waking up to the Arsenal game, I think he could be our guy who gets us top four. And to be fair, he did. The majority of goals he scored that season got us top four. Even though he had to go to AFCON in January, which kind of killed us in that mini title pursuit. But Mane got the business done. And
He
then
is.
what
He's an
happened?
absolute look. He's an absolute legend. I promise not to talk about him, but it's difficult not to when you talk about Liverpool and especially current Liverpool. Even though he's just literally gone, he's still Liverpool of the past now. But it's difficult to sometimes it's difficult not to mention him. But he was magnificent. He was brilliant. I always like to, as I said, I always like to get the members' questions and points up. And address them. Liam's a shout out to Liam, who's a member. He says we're a midfielder away from having a 10 out of 10 window. How do you feel?
Yeah, I agree. I do think a midfielder is needed. And the reason why I say that is because we've got Fabinho, we've got Henderson, we've got Thiago, Nketiah, Harvey Elliott, Curtis Jones with our midfield at the moment, with a potential youth system coming through. Now, what I've seen to rectify that is I feel a wee bit tiny bit short on the midfield, and the reason why is because I feel like some of our midfielders we've got at the moment are very injury prone, and I fear for that. If one of them goes down or if multiple of them goes down, because we've seen that in the COVID season. Whenever when all of them went down, you saw Fabinho going to center back, and that didn't work. And we lost 6 home games in the bounces, and that was the reason why Fabinho wasn't comfortable in that center back partnership with, I think it was Nat Phillips or Reece Williams at the time, because it just wasn't his position. And I get why he played right back and left back for his Monaco days, but his natural position is inside EM. He plays there for a reason. It's what makes Klopp's system work, along with Henderson and Thiago and Gini Wijnaldum. It's unfortunate Gini Wijnaldum's not here anymore, because I thought if he would have stayed at the club, that body would have been rectified still. I feel like, and yes, the Jude Bellingham rumors haven't gone away, but I know that there's a Barbarella guy that we've been rumored with as well. If we didn't get Jude Bellingham, that he would be the alternative. That's what I've heard about the reports last night. It's
Can I
crazy
ask you a
because
question? Can I ask you a question? If we signed a midfielder, yeah, if you sign a
yeah.
midfielder and that you're saying it will give you a 10 out of 10 window, and then we say we pick up the same amount of injuries, how will that affect So for example, let's say we find Barella, who's a total different player to Fabinho, and Fabinho on the first day of the season gets a Jordan Pickford style tackle and breaks his leg. How will you feel about the rest of the
Um,
season?
a bit
But so you've
nervous.
brought Barella in. So you've brought in Barella, but Fabinho gets injured on the first day, breaks his leg, and that leaves Henderson as your only number six for the rest of the season.
I would be okay with it. If it was a long term injury, I would think, oh god, yeah, we're a bit of an odd space here because if you see Fabinho, I don't know if we got a backup to Fabinho with CDM, but Henderson could cover that CDM quite well in some games that he can. I think if Henderson gets in, if Fabinho was to go down, say in a minor injury, I wouldn't be too worried because I know Henderson would be able to cover that CDM role for a few games because I think we've seen it. He has done well there, but if you have Fabinho, I'd made for about.
But you get the point I'm trying to make, Stephen, is we can't just buy players for the sake of we might get injuries. Imagine Rodri gets injured for City for the season. They'd be scary without Rodri. Sorry, they'd be scared and worried about Rodri. I know they brought in Phillips, but he's not half the player Rodri is.
No.
Every top team has to rely on their top players not getting injured. I know we had a bad season a couple of seasons ago, and we still got trauma. We're still it's still traumatic, and we're still worried about that. But our policy, Stephen, and our transfer policy, or our recruitment policy, and how Klopp addresses what he wants in his squad, in my opinion, shouldn't be based on what happened one season, which was an anomaly out of fucking yeah. So I think the way we approach it is the best way. We see our targets, we have a list of targets, and no, we don't have. People have this notion of we've only got one or two targets. No, we've got we always have, and every club has, not only Liverpool. We have 5, 6 targets. But if we don't think 2 or 3 are attainable, then we have to assess: is it worth going for options 4, 5, and 6, maybe possibly? And then you have to assess: are they better than what we've got? And then you have to look at what we've got. And what we've got is a fucking great squad of players. It's a magnificent team that has done us so well. And that's the balancing act that they tend to work around and tend to work towards. So I get the frustration. I want a player. You want a player. Every Liverpool fan that we speak to wants a player. But sometimes A, it's not attainable. B, the player doesn't want to come. C, we tend to think the price is too much. And then D or E is, all right, let's go for plan C, D, E, which sometimes works, sometimes doesn't. But what we do know is our plan A tends to fucking work
It
and
does.
work amazingly.
And to
So
be
that's the
fair,
balancing act we have to get kind of. That's the balancing
and
act we tend to find.
I think I'm sort of playing down this whole Fabinho injury scared thing because we haven't really, I don't think Fabinho, to be fair, hasn't really gone injured. He has been injured, but he hasn't been out for a long spell of time. Henderson has sort of gotten used to that CDM role. To go back to what I was saying, I think I'll be all right, but I'd be very cautious if we had this sort of mini draw spell where it wasn't working for us. I would go, all right, well we'll change something. But I've got no doubt in my mind Henderson could definitely do a job there. But I think overall my overall feeling would be if you bring in a midfielder who's very talented, like a Jude Bellingham, if we don't get him, I think a Barella would work. I genuinely believe a Barella would work. In my
Oh,
opinion,
he's an amazing player. He's an amazing player. He's a very good player. I agree with you.
I do think we are lacking a former Genie Wijnaldum player, and that who used to sort of work that CM role so well with Henderson and Fabinho because it suited Klopp's style and how he used to play for Wijnaldum. But now you see what happens with Wijnaldum. He's been a flop at PSG, and the reason why is because he's not playing the system Klopp used to play. And Wijnaldum came in to Liverpool from playing in a Newcastle side for one season. And he was crap there too. So you have to bless Klopp for Wijnaldum thing. But going back to the Barella thing, he would sort out the Wijnaldum situation and it will help us not having to think about is he going to be injury prone and what's this going to be? No. Because you have to think about that going forward. Nketiah, I would love to see Nketiah being put in that role. My problem with Nketiah is he pulls up so many injuries at certain points that I just can't get behind him, and he doesn't really capitalize in certain games. Like look at the Real Madrid game. I don't think Nketiah was massively impressive there. I think he did start in the Champions League final, but he wasn't particularly impressive, and he was on this good run of form. But there are those games where he can go hiding, and then Klopp will have to bring it off at half time. It's those things that I don't want to see anymore, and it's you can't really do that at the top level if you're looking to be a top player in the system. So that would be my favorite Keita, but that's why I think bringing in a midfielder like Barella or Jude Bellingham we need to work going forward if we want to compete with Man City, especially because they brought in Holland, and now who knows if they have any outgoings, but at this moment in time, since they haven't sold any players, that Man City team is so scary to watch, and after the rest of the league have to take notice like us.
Fair enough, fair enough. Stephen, always a pleasure. Thanks very much for popping in,
Yes,
my friend.
Chris.
Hope you've enjoyed the chat. Look after yourself.
Thank you. See you next time.
Nice one. Take care of yourself, and hope you've hit a like whilst you're still in the chat.
Oh yes, always.
Nice one. Take care. Look after
Cheers.
yourself. Got a super chat before we get into the next caller. Jimmy Nizzle says Salah news makes me even more confident on Jude. Okay, fair enough. That's one way of looking at it. I mean, as we know, Jude is the number one target. So, yeah, if that makes you confident, Salah deal makes you more confident. Okay, it's like as in one of those ones, we've got something out the way. That was the big thing that we had to get right now. We can focus on the incomings. Maybe that's how you're looking at it. There we go. What else have we got? What else we go before we go to another? There was another one that I wanted to bring up. Oh, I can't remember now. It's gone. But yeah, the next caller of the evening, we're going to bring in Bilal. Let's bring in Bilal. My brother Bilal, how are you?
I'm good. I'm good. How are you, man? Good.
I'm very well, my friend. I'm very well. Good to see you. Good to speak to you. How's things?
Yeah, everything's good. Congratulations to all you Liverpool fans with the Salah deal. I think you had to get that one done.
That's very nice of you. That's very nice of you. Remind us who you support again, Bilal. Remind us.
I'm an Arsenal fan, so I'm coming from that perspective.
No, it's not a problem. You don't need to have that smile on your face when you said I'm an Arsenal fan and you smiled like don't be rep your club with your chest.
Nah, I'm ripping. Don't worry, we'll get into them because I've been, following this Rafinha stuff like very closely recently. Lisandro Martinez, Arsenal seem to be involved with all this nonsense in the transfer market, and I've been doing this looking at transfers and covering stuff recently. This Rafinha stuff is next level. Deco is running around one day to Edu Gaspar, Arsenal. Next day is with Todd Bowley. Not signs things, but he talks to them. Maybe seems like Rafinha is going to go there. Chelsea put the money down. Next day, he's at Barcelona with Laporta. And, Laporta, I think Barca's, in prime Barca, I think 2010, 2011, I think Laporta was there. This guy's a mafia guy, man. And the way Barcelona do things is very different to Real Madrid. I look at Real Madrid, when they do things, they just say, Tchouaméni, I'm taking him. Done. Yeah. Barcelona, it's always drama. I remember the way they took Fabregas from us, man. It's always drama. The way
Shall I tell you why, Bilal? Shall I tell you why it's always drama? Because they are the kings and the manipulators of the media.
Yeah.
All of their journalists, all of the media, Barcelona is wrapped around their finger and how they operate and how they work out who's going, why is going. So, for example, Frankie de Jong today is from the Man United side of things, apparently very close to signing. But today, the chairman comes out and says, no. Like that, that you see that meme going around. No. Right?
Exactly.
So you see that meme going around, and now it's like Frankie de Jong is not going anywhere. We don't want him to go. But what they do at the end, Bilal, is right at the end they say, there is a salary issue that we need to agree upon.
Exactly. So he's trying to make it out like, we can't afford his wages. He didn't want to lower his wages. We have to get rid of De Jong, blah blah blah. Because he said he'll do everything in his power to keep him, but clearly the financial situation is out of his power. So what that really means is Man United, Chelsea. Do you want to come and do what you did with Rafinha to De Jong? Put the money down, and maybe you can have De Jong. They'll happily probably sell him to Chelsea. I don't think they care as long as they get the money. So this is the way Barcelona operate. They've always operated like this, and this is why, as an Arsenal fan, despite there's a lot of similarities with Arsenal, even post Highbury, wanting to play kind of like Barcelona and do all that nice, beautiful football. But I'm telling you now, Arsenal fans, a real Arsenal fan hates Barcelona, and this is why. The way they operate, the way they do things. Now you can't like this team.
I don't think you're the only ones. I don't think it's just Arsenal. Madrid and Barcelona are hated, aren't they, because of the way they operate? But shall I tell you something? Man United used to operate in a similar manner when they were on top of the perch.
Listen, Man
All the
United is a
big
different
clubs,
level.
Chelsea operate the same way when they're on top of the perch. All these clubs, when they're on top and they've dominated them, not only in terms of on the pitch but off the pitch. This is how these clubs operate, man. It's a hierarchy, and the biggest operators of these kind of tactics are unfortunately the Spanish teams.
Yeah.
You're spot on. Like the way Rafinha is like just agreed, everything's fine, but people from Barcelona are just telling him, just hold on, and he's ready to hold on. That's the worst part of it. So he swayed from Arsenal. Then he thought, okay, Chelsea have bid Arsenal, and now Chelsea are thinking, yeah, now we're driving seats. Now Chelsea are doing player compilations and YouTube videos and all sorts, and now he's saying, no, hold on. Maybe Barcelona are going to still, and Barcelona saying, hold on, we've got just give us a couple more weeks to sort out our finances out.
There was a report from Brazil today that said Deco and Rafinha, what they're trying to do now is they're trying to make it drag out as long as possible. So maybe Chelsea just remove their offer. They want to make it that Leeds now are forced to accept maybe 20 million or 60 million for the next 100 years.
Dirty tactics. You're right.
They'll pay them £6 every month. And maybe they'll get Rafinha like that. I don't know. And I think Leeds, their director of football, Victor Orta. I'm not sure if he's Spanish as well. Maybe I'm not 100% sure if he's Spanish, but the name sounds like he could be Spanish. So obviously, maybe he's even willing to let Rafinha go there. But the Rafinha situation is now the transfer. I feel like is football in a weird position.
Are you? How are you feeling about that? Okay, Arteta wanted Rafinha. You've got Saka that plays there. You've got Fabio Vieira who plays not quite there, but inverted on the right hand side. Are you? Pardon my language. I know I'm a little bit older than you, but we keep it real on there.
Keep it real,
are you butthurt?
Listen,
that's not too bad.
For the first few hours, I was a little bit butthurt. But then I start thinking about, because I had it in my head how Rafinha, Jesus and Martinelli and Saka, they're all going to play together. It was going to be the Samba football at Arsenal. But, when you think about it, I'm looking at it now, I'm thinking, Arteta, he wants to sign another defender, Lisandro Martinez, who is not guaranteed to start in the team for 50 million euros. Arteta has, I remember you said it the other week that Arsenal may be signing players maybe that you wouldn't expect them to sign, as in it's not priority positions. And I'm starting to lean towards this position. I'm not sure what Arteta is doing right now. What is the budget? I'm not sure. Saliba's come back.
It seems like you've got a big budget. It seems like you're big budget.
That's what it seems like. But we could use this money in different ways, because I think we need a proper box-to-box midfielder. I saw Lokonga today playing Arsenal. We played a friendly with the Ipswich. Eddie Nketiah scored 3 goals. Big him up. Think we'll have another good season.
Your new number 14, is it?
14. Okay. I think Eddie Nketiah, if you want to talk, I think he's going to have a good season. I think I've watched him. You know what it is with young players? People want that Saka, you go to the moon. Mbappe, poof, you're here, you arrive. Even Emil Smith-Rowe, he took time, he got injured. He had a few years on loan. He didn't actually just break through into the team. And when you look at Nketiah, he's somebody who's had to work his way behind Aubameyang, behind Lacazette, to break in at the striker position. Playing by yourself, I think it's the hardest position probably to break through. And I think now Nketiah's getting to that age now. He's building up as a man, and he could actually do something.
Sorry, I'm so sorry.
Yeah.
In fact, I'm going to keep you on. I'm going to bring in a Man City fan and a Man United fan to the stream. Right. A couple of my friends, but I'm going to keep you on.
Yeah, cool.
If you don't mind, is that okay with you, my brother?
Of course.
You've been such a fantastic caller. I want to keep you on for a few more minutes.
Nice,
how's
man.
that?
Nice.
All right, I'm gonna bring my two personal friends.
I love that, man. Grizz, that was so polite. It's unreal that. So polite.
But you have to listen. Bilal is the second.
Yeah,
Bilal is a second-time caller, and he's left such a lasting impression on the first call. As soon as I remembered and recalled him, I said, you know what? He's gonna stay on for longer. I tried to give every caller about 20 minutes, give or take, depending on the personality and character, and how they come out with respect. Because you get some really roughnecks, and I love dealing with roughneck style. So me, I'm like Daps knows. I deal with how you deal with me.
Well, I was dealing. I had a Liverpool. John Moore, who we had on a call-in show last.
Big up John Moore, man.
He's a Liverpool fan, and we had a Me and him had a really good conversation for, I think, about 20 to 25 minutes about Jude Bellingham, because he was saying Jude Bellingham is going to Liverpool, and I was saying it is my gut feeling, but I don't think he does. And we were going back and forth with the reasoning, and I felt a bit like Simon Jordan, because I feel his arguments weren't very strong and he was flip-flopping a bit, right? But then at the end of it, he goes, oh, well, you got to believe, ain't you? And I was like,
after all that
25 minutes of debating, and you've just gone, you don't actually believe it yourself. You just literally, and he also did a bong live on the, I didn't realise till afterwards.
You've got to be careful with this kind of shit, man.
Well, I think I must have gone like that, and Soups afterwards was like, bro. And we went and looked, I'm like, oh my God. But thanks for having us.
He was nice, so you don't need to thank me. I thought we'd have a little chat today. No, man, we're family, man. We're friends. I told you that, man. That politeness, that thing, we're past that stage now. We're, you know what I mean? You know what I mean? When you're like that, when you're at that level, you're past that. But it's always good to be polite, of course. I appreciate that. And of course, Kaz.
I love being. I think it's the first time doing a proper thing other than yesterday. Because you was more in a rush yesterday. Obviously, you had to do stuff. So this is actually a proper like.
So you get where I was coming from. So now I do.
No, he told me earlier you were so. He said, "Do you know what? Grizz was so rude."
I know. That's why.
He didn't really.
No, but that's why I brought him onto my show, onto my platform to apologize, because that's the kind of guy.
No,
because like that.
No, I don't take anything like that.
Wicked.
Because I didn't get, with your point, you had to go, but I was going to justify it afterwards. Until these men went, oh, okay, that makes a little bit more sense. And I was like, yeah, but he had to go. That's annoying, because I was getting so. As that's no, the more I talk, the more excited and stuff I get. But you know what? First and foremost, I might not be here next week or something. You never know, inshallah, and that you never know. But happy Eid to anyone that's if I don't see you. So anyone like I know it's a week away. Assalamu alaikum to my fellow Muslims.
Salam, man. Thank you very much. Man.
To anyone that wants to, if anyone wants to disregard that, you're all nasses, and you know what? You can go and burn, in Jahannam. So there you go.
Please smash a like, by the way.
Yeah, but still smash a like.
I was going to say, you lot are violating. How can there be 340 people in here and you don't even have it? I think you've only just passed it on a halfway with 140 likes. That's disrespectful. They're
a bit slow. Do you know what? I'm a bit slow with the likes requesting, but they're cool. They're cool. They slowly build up. Normally, I get like a 98%.
I get that with the ratio. Likes. Don't you feel we had it? So me and Cass have done 2 shows today, and on the one earlier, we had a conversation about the likes. And like I was saying, how some people get really angry with the people and address them like, listen, go on. And I'm like, whereas I'm like, I'd really appreciate it. You don't know the help. I'd rather that than a super chat, because it was. But then I also said, sometimes if I'm watching something, like I think we were saying Carefree Lewis, literally sometimes goes, I'm not going to talk until the lights go up. Right. And I'm like, oh.
I think that's wild.
But if I was watching, I'd go, fuck you, I'm not watching no more. Literally, how dare you think you can
people like the content they'll like?
Damn.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
We try to keep
for likes. We're trying to listen to you talk about football.
We try to keep. But you mentioned super chat, so I'm going to get through a few. Mark Higgins, appreciate the super chat, bro. He says, when is Carvalho's media day? I believe it's Monday, so Monday will be Carvalho's media day.
Another good signing.
Jimmy, okay, I'll get your opinion on that as well. Jimmy Nizzle. That name, man. I used to know a gangster called Jimmy Nizzle. You're not that gangster, are you?
Sounds kind of.
Tell me if you're Jimmy Nizzle. Tell me if you're Jimmy Nizzle from Brick Lane sides. Hope you're not, man.
Liverpool.
I mean, I don't know. Jimmy Nizzle.
Well, if Salah wanted... Jude is in that, then I think he does.
Okay, Salah wanted ambition from LFC. Jude is in that. Yeah, man. Salah is an ambitious guy. You know what I mean? On and off the pitch. On the pitch, we see the kind of shit he tries. Only ambitious people try that. We've seen the clubs, we've seen the continents he travels to play football. Only ambitious people do that. He tried in where was it? Basel, Switzerland. Then he came to the Premier League. Then he went to Syria. You know what I mean? The guys traveled all around the world.
Was he Basel before Chelsea?
Yeah,
he cooked Chelsea in the Champions League.
He absolutely cooked Bilal with the knowledge there. That's what I'm talking about, Bilal. But go on, you was going to say Carvalho. I want your opinion on Carvalho.
Yeah, no, good signing. See what Liverpool do. I saw Harvey Elliott today, new number. Is it number 19? So just another good signing. Liverpool building a good squad. In it, I saw the other Liverpool fan before he's talking about maybe you get a midfielder, you need one. If you did get a top midfielder this window, that puts Liverpool as title favourites in my opinion. Because listen, I know Man City
favourites.
Jesus, Sterling, letting them go. You're bringing Haaland, Alvarez, 2 different types of players into the team. They haven't played in this system before. Haaland, I think, will be fine. But look at your wide options: Mahrez, Foden, Grealish. Like, even sometimes you just need that pace. Sterling and Jesus, what's going on? They're gone. I feel like Man City will buy someone. I feel like Man City are going to
no, they won't. 100% they won't, bro. So the reason that firstly, we've got more than enough wide plays. You have to remember, Bernardo Silva and Kevin De Bruyne can also play wide, right? Foden can play wide. Grealish can play wide. Cole Palmer, who's supposed to be getting more game time, can play wide. But the biggest thing is, on the right, we're definitely over. We've got plenty. On the left, it's because when we previously had a number 9 in Aguero, and also we're playing Jesus alongside him, Pep never would play Sane and Mendy, right? Never, because both of them hold the width too much, right? We're bringing in Cucurella, right? It's not done yet, but it's going to be done.
It's going to be done. Yeah, it's going to be done.
And Cucurella will start on the left, which then means he's not going to be playing a wide left player. So I think, and you've got to remember, Alvarez can also play across the front three. Yeah. So I don't believe we will. I think we would have kept Sterling if need be, but I definitely don't think. For me, I think once we get Phillips and Cucurella over the line, that's our business done. The only way we would have to go back into it is if Ake. Yeah, but that's why we're now, and that's progressed since me and Grizz last did a show where it didn't really make sense to me then because we bought him for 40 million. Apparently, we were going to sell him for 40 million. I was like, but then we have to go into the transfer window where everyone's after centre backs, and the price is going up. And
Kimpembe is available.
It's a difficult one to get. Centre backs is so difficult because it's if you buy someone from abroad, it's hit and miss. And then what's in the Premier League? The only one I can we spoke on earlier is Fofana, but Fofana they're going to want a lot of money, and he's coming back from an injury, which is also a risk. So it came out today that City are like they don't want to sell Ake, but they're like, well, if you offer like 60 million for him, we'll listen to it because
I don't think. Sorry, go on, Bilal. You go.
Yeah, no. I was going to say
it's about your opinions today.
Yeah, no. I was going to say Fofana. Listen to a Leicester guy. He said he's not going anywhere this summer. He's come back from that injury, and if you want him, you're going to have to pay Harry Maguire money for him.
Yeah, exactly. That's what
the first team every week.
Yeah, but when people say that, like Leicester City, respect to Leicester City. With all respect to Leicester City, I don't think they're in a position to Man City and say Fofana ain't going nowhere. Because if Man City go and flip over, what's his name, Ake for 50 million, let's say. And you're looking at another 10 million, and if they add another 10 million and offer 60 million for thing, Fofana will be scary at Man City. I would hate that.
For me, he would be the one that if I had the choice of risking on Fofana that he's coming back from an injury or going buying any centre back from abroad, I'd probably go with Fofana because of the Premier League experience in his age. I mean. Yes, we've done well with some players, Laporte and Diaz, but in that role in particular, there is nothing more important than Premier League experience. Nothing as centre backs. I went for years when we were playing with going up Demichelis, Mangala, even Diaz. I was kind of like, do you know what? Because I think we went through Koundé. I think first Koulibaly, then Koundé, then Diaz. I was like, look, if we can't make up our mind. Go and get fucking Johnny Evans for a season or two because at least we know what we're getting with this guy.
Arsenal fan transfer rumor. Yeah, that's an Arsenal fan transfer rumor back in the day.
No, Arsenal fans were poo-pooing him. Arsenal fans
of course. But there was some 3 million quid from West Brom. I remember them times.
But he would have done a job for you. It's like Arsenal poo-poo James Milner. But James Milner does a job.
Notice how I subtly just put this in there while you're talking.
This is the big news.
So this is the big news, and this is why I wanted Kaz on to have a nice, relaxed conversation about the situation, what's going on, and
warmed him up.
Like, is this the latest one? I don't think it is. I've just been sent another one.
There's another one where Ornstein says
There's another one that they don't want to sell him, but I was gonna.
No. Barcelona now as well. Barcelona. Apparently, Mendes has offered him to Barcelona as well.
So look, can Bilal and Daps like hush up for a few minutes? Yeah, like I know I've given you a platform, but my God, you've taken over. Kaz, my real guest.
Oh damn!
He's making a debut. You guys have been on before. Like Kaz, man, talk to me. What situation? Give me your thoughts on the bombshell, or is it a bombshell?
I don't think so.
It's not a bombshell, right? You anticipated it. Go on, Take the floor.
Yeah, I think it's been anticipated, of course, because I feel like this news was held back on purpose. I feel like if anyone knows a little bit something about journalism, a lot of stuff is kept back, and this is just another Mendes tactic. But let's face it, who's going to afford Ronaldo's wages? He's probably just another dig at Man United with the ambition with the transfers. Like, let's face it as well. It's just I just can't see him leaving at this current situation. And Man United don't have to. There's no obligation for Man United to sell him either. You can keep him for another season. It's up to you. Like, it's up to them. But I'm pretty sure Ronaldo's thinking, you know what? I've got a couple of years left in my game. I want to be playing at the highest. I want to prove that I can still play at the highest, and I want to be at a team that matches my ambitions. So you can't doubt Ronaldo, but don't come into my club and tell me that you want to get United back on top, right? And then you want to leave and bounce next season when it gets a bit sticky. Bro, you're going to be remembered more for what if you bring Man United back like as a power rather than going to a next club just to play a bit of Champions League. It's like Basuma. Oh, great. You've gone to Champions League with Spurs. You're going to get knocked out. So what next?
I was going to ask you, and it's good because Daps is here as well, so he can tell me if you're lying. How did you feel when Ronaldo first came to your club, and how was you about the move? Was you positive about it, or was you one of those skeptics and saying, no, this is not right? We love Ronaldo, hero, icon, legend, and all that. Don't bring back.
You know, last year. Oh, 100% I was gassed. I was 100% gassed. Are you stupid? The sentimental thing, your boyhood hero and all that kind of stuff. Don't you dare, Daps. And then all that kind of stuff.
Oh, that's a story on the Liverpool channel. We can do that if you want.
Yeah. No, but don't do that. Don't do that because we're talking about afterwards.
We're not talking about Gerrard. No, all right.
No, we're not. Anyways, long story short, right? I was gassed. The sentimental feeling of it all was great, and the buzz.
You think it made sense?
But it doesn't at the time. It's like,
be honest, it made sense to you at the time.
At the time, but then when you actually logically calm down,
you fell for it. You fell for it.
No, there's no falling for it because if anyone knows,
you fell for it.
You did, man. Come on, don't lie to us.
I thought you meant me. Yeah. Of course, it made sense. The whole thing to City, Mendes. That's Mendes' genius right there. So, anyways, long story short, for me personally, is it's like you calm down 2 weeks later and you think like, shit, like how does Ronaldo actually fit properly into a team like this? Because we got the worst midfield in the league. Not only that, we had the worst fullbacks in the league. So who's actually whipping in anything? Because Tellers can't even whip a ball higher than your waist. Or if it does, it's going off. It's going off the pitch.
So you really thought Ronaldo is coming home?
Of course, it's a coming home situation, but he's not coming into a great situation. It doesn't help him, but it has. It's probably. I don't know how to say it. It's just.
Now say how you feel. Say how you felt. Say how you feel. And say how you get, and say how you're going to feel when he leaves, because he will leave. Forget this. We don't need to say it. No. Ronaldo, Cristiano Ronaldo, right now.
I've got two. He will work. I've got two things. I had two opinions on this at the time when seeing the news. You can see on the stream as well. Look, I was like, for fuck's sake, when things seem to be getting positive. I'm allowed to swear, by the way.
Yeah, you're good.
Yeah. Okay, so sorry, I do this when I get a little bit hyped up. So
no,
at the time,
cool. I swear a lot, and I get told.
I was like,
watch it.
For flip's sake, like, why do we need this? Things looking positive. We're getting a couple signings. A lot of rumors are building up and confirmation. Shush. We are for Man United. We don't really do quick business this quickly. Yeah, but I get it. You're talking about confirmations, bro.
No. Yeah.
You're talking about confirmation. You're not talking about. We're not doing that thing. But anyways, I'll start for flip's sake. But at the end of the day, if Ronaldo does leave. We need a striker, and we know this, even if it is. That would mean the board has to act quicker for a striker than later, rather than waiting on, obviously, players to get sold to other clubs. Do you know what I mean? So it puts that, but at the same time, it's like, Ronaldo leaves, it brings you back to when he left Real Madrid a little bit. You think of the memories and all that. You're like, bro, I don't want that feeling again. Like,
then.
No, but the thing is, look, Daps said that as a cheeky comment, but he's right. He was good then. He was at the peak. He was like going away as your talisman. He was your
man strikers.
He was like, wow, Ronaldo was leaving Man United, but obviously he was always going to go to Real Madrid. So, you know what I mean? Stop this lovers tiff, man, that you lot doing, man.
He's trying. Listen, he's 2-0 down tonight. He's trying.
But my point being, right now, Kaz, this, in my opinion, and I want Bilal's opinion, this could be a blessing in disguise for Man United. That's how I look at it. This could be half the work done for Ten Hag behind the scenes in terms of politically, in terms of team power, all of that business. Because we know Ronaldo is very, very influential and he has split the camp internally. We know that. They can deny it and they can say what they want, but it's so glaringly obvious from the outside to see he has. How would you see it, Bilal, from the outside as an Arsenal fan?
That's a great point.
Go on. Sorry.
Before Bilal, just 2 seconds. I like how you highlight that. Maybe Ten Hag has already said, I don't want you in my plans. And this is just Mendes trying to like shift, saying, get the clubs interested because the manager says he doesn't want you anyways. Because there was already talks about that 4 weeks ago. So it's not a bad shout. No, it's not a bad shout. It's not a bad shout.
Clutching.
Go on, Bilal, how we
I was talking to one of my Man United friends the other day. And I said, if I'm Ten Hag trying to rebuild Man United, first thing I'm doing is selling Ronaldo. So my opinion is that if you want to rebuild a team in the Europa League, you need young, hungry players that who don't really care about Champions League. They care about the development first and foremost. Ronaldo is 37, going on 38. I feel like Man City again have done a fake shot saying, we're going to sign Ronaldo, blah, blah, blah. And that's absolutely shaken Man United. And they've had to go and put the money down. Same with Maguire, same with Fred. That they've done it time and time again when they see Man City trying to sign a player. And also, I just want to say this. I hope Man United fans realize that, Ronaldo doesn't love Man United. Even before he went to Real Madrid, he tried to leave multiple times. But he loves Ferguson. He loves Ferguson.
But didn't he say, Kaz, correct me if I'm wrong and correct us if we're wrong. If Bilal was saying, I don't know if Daps agrees with me and Bilal. But didn't he say that I feel like a slave here? When you guys didn't go to Madrid or something, that was very highlighted. You guys crack on. Let me try and find the article. Sorry, crack on.
So
Ronaldo felt like a slave where?
Man United, before he left to go Real Madrid, he said that the first year he tried to leave, and Ferguson said 1 more year, please. But then he said I just feel like a slave staying at Man United for another season.
I don't remember him saying that. I'm not saying I'm not trying to deny it.
It did happen.
I don't know what goes on behind the scenes at the club or too much. Like in them days, especially 2008-9. So
it was a long time.
I wouldn't even know about that. Maybe just done that so he can pick a move.
When football people talk,
stop laughing that, bro. This guy's trying to rattle me, bro.
I am a slave. I am a Cristiano Ronaldo.
I am a slave, says Ronaldo as he pushes for Madrid move. Cristiano Ronaldo's desire to join Madrid appeared stronger than ever last night after television interview, which he reiterated he had not changed his mind. We got the gist of it. We don't want to focus on this on bygones, but let bygones be bygones. But we don't want to focus on that too much. Go on,
I was gonna say his dad did die in 2005, and it was his long life dream for his son to play for Madrid. I can see why 100%. He was always urgent. It was always urging for that move. It was trying to urge for that move for a few years, to be fair. So
100%. Yeah.
We'll say anything. We'll say anything to fulfill his dad's wishes because he's a filial, very filial to his parents.
Yeah.
So it's like he's very good to his family. He's very good to Mendes and the people surrounding him, and everyone can see that. So if you watch him in the documentary, so big up to him, man.
The time for Ronaldo to go back to Man United should have been when he left Real Madrid last time. I thought that was the time. That's when you return to Man United, not when you're finished. Well, not finished, but now Man United have gone even further down the league.
Can we stop from Ronaldo getting me emotional thinking about all of it, bro?
But it's going to be an emotional situation. I don't know why. I don't think, and maybe we don't know how it feels like. Like when a legend goes, and then he comes back, and then he wants to go after one season, and he wants to dip, and the reasons why he's giving via his agent or via however it is I don't see myself winning here. That would hurt me, Kaz.
It's deep, I can't lie.
Bro, it's been the same situation for me for 10 years.
Very quickly, sorry, let me just very quickly finish and then you take it. I'll tell you why it would hurt, Daps, Bilal. I'll tell you why it would hurt. Because I look at him as a legend. I'm going to be honest. Agreed. At this point, if he'd done this to me, if I was a Man United fan right now, and if Steven Gerrard done this to me, if Steven Gerrard wanted to duck, not Steven Gerrard, that's not the right example.
No, because he did, to be fair.
No, Steven Gerrard's local. Ronaldo's foreign star. Suarez.
Yeah, Suarez.
Let's say, if Suarez says, I'm
back
ducking,
and then dipped again,
then come back and said, I love you, I'm back home, you'll never walk alone. Yeah, he sang it in a Uruguayan accent and all that.
Lukaku vibes, ultimately.
That's a perfect example.
Yeah, perfect.
My God, you're a genius.
He kissed the badge. He came back and actually did the.
He kissed every badge. West Brom, Chelsea, the one back at Anderlecht.
But Lukaku's not. No, Lukaku's a shit.
He's not a legend, but he loved the club. He was a fan. There's a video of him when he was a kid.
Suarez.
Suarez is a good example, but Lukaku last summer was coming back to win them the league, bro.
But let me set the scene for Kaz, and we see if we can get an honest answer from him. If Suarez goes right and says, "I'm not a legend," if Suarez says, "Let me go to Madrid. I need to go to Madrid," but he's a legend for your Man United. Ronaldo was as well, yeah. He goes, and then you understand because that was his dream, like you just said. It was his dream. He wanted to always play for Madrid. Like Barcelona, Suarez went to Barcelona, right, Bilal? Because he wanted to leave. Yeah, and Liverpool fans know about the story. He comes back and he says, "I'm back. This is where I belong. I'm back in Anfield." This is what Ronaldo was saying, and we were gassed. Yeah, we're doing the sweet everywhere you can see Man United fans. We're happy, back, legends back. And then he ducks after all the turmoil and all the trouble, and you've got a new manager, a young manager that needs the face of the club, and Ronaldo is the face of the club. Give me one more season. Let me rebuild around you because you are my marketing genius, on the pitch genius, everything. But if he says to me, "Nah, I'm ducking, bro, because I only care about me," because that's what Ronaldo is saying. "I can't see myself winning trophies." Motherfucker, you got millions of trophies in your cabinet. Do something for the club. You're an icon. You're a legend. You're a hero. The new coach, everyone wants you to stay for one more year. If he still ducks, Kaz, he's no longer a legend in my opinion. From my views,
I can't say he's not a legend. He's a legend in his own right. And to be fair, it would tarnish his legacy if he went to another Premier League club. But if he left, that's all on Manchester United for the shit they've caused in the boardroom for the last 10 years. And as a Man United fan, you have to accept you have built shit, and you put Ronaldo back into shit, and you should have left it. You should have left him in Juventus to go for somewhere else. If he joined Chelsea or City at that point, then that's on him. But right now, it's on Manchester United for making it this long and taking this long to get back onto, what the next level that we're meant to be at and so forth, which is, by the way, any United fans in here, we're still years off, bro. Like, we're a couple years off. We're a good 3-4 windows off. So, because it's going to get worse before it gets better. And that's exactly what Dap said. And that's his words. And it's true. But we're expecting stuff to happen. And does he fit Ten Hag's system? A lot of people have said no. But does a manager get the best out of a player? Yes. But at the same time, I reckon it could be a thing that Ten Hag just said, "You're not in my plans. We need a young, hungry striker that can fit my system," because he wants to get the ground running. Because he knows you're a big club, bro. You don't have a lot of time to not get it right.
Daps, I know you're looking to button, but I want to ask you this question. He made a very good point there. Kaz said, "Does he fit Ten Hag's system?" I want to put a bit more context in there. Do you think Ten Hag has a say in this? Should he have a say in this? Should he have a say in this? If it's yes, do you think he has a say in this? And do you think Ronaldo fits his system? What do you think Ten Hag's position is in all this? Do you want him to stay as a manager?
So is that me or Cass?
You, Daps.
So, in particular, at this club...
And then Kaz gets a comeback because he's the Man United fan. He gets to answer that.
This club in particular, right now, yes, he definitely should have a say in it, right? That's why they brought Ten Hag in. They can't be bringing Ten Hag in. And if I was Ten Hag and he doesn't have a say in it, I'd be thinking, do you know what? I might have made the wrong choice here because, and as United fans, you should also be saying, you know what? I really worry because our board's not changing, right? Arteta's made Arsenal's board change, right? They're changing. They're listening to him. He's having a say in stuff. I always compare this, and United fans don't like it, but Arsenal's board has changed, right? They're buying players for different reasons, mentality and stuff like that. Arteta definitely has a say in it. United, if they don't get a say in it, I'd be worried. Now, the other thing I would be really worried about is if they sell Ronaldo. Last season, Manchester United, I believe, someone can correct me if I'm wrong, they ended the season on a zero balance goal difference, right? You take away Ronaldo's goals, they're now in a negative goal difference. Now, rightly so, they will go and buy someone, or alternatively, Martial or Rashford. They don't want to do that, right? So they have to go out there and find a striker to
suitable
Cristiano Ronaldo. Now, if it's Barcelona, if Barcelona do come in for him, I wouldn't be surprised if because they ain't got that much money. I would not be surprised if they try and put Depay on the table, and he's Dutch.
Madrid is not. He's got his affiliation with Madrid. I can't see him tarnishing that whole Madrid legacy to go to Barcelona.
No, that's a very good point.
And Messi thing.
That's a good point. Now, if you sell him to Chelsea, right, that's not a good idea because you're going to be competing with Chelsea next season for top 4, right?
Yeah.
But the one that does make sense is Bayern Munich, and that makes sense for Ronaldo because
that will be his last big move.
He can go there, big move. He can go there, replace Lewandowski. It's a slower league, and he can win a league, potentially a Champions League. As far as you lot, I think, right, if I was Ten Hag next season, I would be giving Cristiano Ronaldo the armband. Right? Knowing
straight.
No.
Straight. I would as well. No, I will as well.
Hear me out. Knowing, I believe this is his last season at Man United. Then he goes, right? I would give him the armband because if he does, you know what? Sometimes enemies close. Sorry, friends close, enemies closer. You don't want to. Ronaldo's an influential person. You don't want to fall out with him, so keep him there. But fully knowing that one of your boys you're bringing in, whether it be Donny, whether it be De Jong, one of these guys, when Ronaldo leaves next season, will become captain. But you've got to have that stopgap because you've got to get rid of Maguire. Like, Maguire can't be holding that armband no longer, so it has to come away from him.
No chance.
And then you have to look round to who it is. And me personally, if you give it to anyone else, you've got that issue that in a year's time, potentially, you might have to take it off them. And then that causes an issue. You give it to Ronaldo, you know he can captain, and you know you can kind of say, yeah, but De Jong, Van der Beek, whoever it is, you're vice, and in a year's time, you're taking it. And you just, I think...
You just gave him motivation just from that alone.
The thing with Man United at the moment is, like, there's a lot of changes. We all know they need a lot of changes. A lot of changes.
And there have been things changing, but not enough.
No. Agreed. But, I mean, actual players. Right?
Yeah, of course. And, personnel, yeah.
And the easiest way to make that slight bit more easier would be keep someone that will score 15, 20 goals a season in Ronaldo, right? Because he's got so much. Look, United should not even really be concentrating on their front three, right? Until they get their back line and midfield sorted, that front three does not really matter. Solskjaer tried that. Like,
and you know what it is as well, Dax, bro? The thing is, you have to see when you attack, where does it start from when you attack? It starts from the back, bro, from getting from here, from your own box to up the halfway line. That puts a lot more pressure on the other opposition goal. And we don't have that midfielder to really take it from there. If we get De Jong, yeah, great. But then who's the defensive side? Who's going to be the screen? Not De Jong, bro. Don't give me that. But and then centre back issue, whether it's Lisandro Martinez coming in, also great. We got Malassa coming in, great. But there's still a lot more work to be done. But in terms of your question, go on, Grizz.
No, you finished what you're saying. Sorry.
Oh yeah. So on that note, back to your question, I think Erik Ten Hag definitely has that say because you know what, if anyone remembers, he wanted assurances that he has what he has to say to build it. We can't have another Ollie. We need someone to take the reins, especially now that more different board members have been either left or sacked. New members are coming in, and there's a lot of members I'm looking at thinking they've only just got the job kind of thing, or they ain't got enough experience. You need someone that's going to come in and take the reins a little bit. Just, you know, ETH is going to take the pressure on himself. But more importantly, I've got something to quickly announce. Yeah, there is nearly 500 people in here, and half the likes are not even lit, bro. When I first announced this like thing, it was not even 180, and I'm only seeing 40 cents. This is free content we're giving you, man. Free content.
I told you, my family's lazy like that, man. I don't know, my people.
Nah, they're here at this time of night.
They're here now.
Yeah, they're sick like that. They're coming.
Bilal, Daps, and Grizz. I'm not gonna mention myself, but you got three great guys there, giving you free content, man. Like the button, bro. I want to see 300 likes straight up. You don't set the standard. They got to set the standard for you.
I just want to very quickly shout. I just recognize some people. Yes. Grizz, shout out from Chico and me. Big up. My Walthamstow people are in the building. If you know, you know. Walthamstow, East London, big up Chico. Oh my God, big up yourselves, brothers. Call in, man. This is the call in show. Next time, tell Chico to WhatsApp me. I'll call in, man. It'll be great to catch up. Yes, my people from Walthamstow. Sorry, Kaz. Yeah, you know how it is.
I'll swear down. That's not even that far.
Yeah. Where are you from?
Southeast Peckham.
Okay, South London. Yeah. Walthamstow. Born and bred Walthamstow, Leighton sides, man.
Nice one, man. But yeah, other than smashing the likes, 436, someone said in their Spartan. Yeah, man, it's a long way to go for United at the end of the day. This Ronaldo thing, I can't see Man United let him go. I don't think they're going to entertain it unless Ten Hag said find a new club. Simple as that. If they said find a new club, why have you not been linked with a new striker? It makes me wonder.
They said there's a report today that said.
Go on.
There's a report today on your point about if Ronaldo leaves, Ten Hag's going to push for Anthony, which I don't really understand.
That makes no
sense. You need a
left-footed
winger, but yeah.
You know what's so funny? You say that, Bilal.
Can I suggest why it may make sense? Why I think it may make sense. I think you're definitely in for Anthony. Yeah, 100%.
100%.
And I think if Ronaldo was to leave, I think when Ronaldo leaves, I think your manager might look to bring either one of Rashford and Martial to play that number 9, or either of them. Like as one of
funny.
You know, and then you got Sanchez, and then you got Sanchez. And I'll tell you why. Because then you got Sancho, who's, I know your recruitment's been awful, but I didn't believe how awful. Like no plan for him, because Sancho was his most effective when he was on his left for Dortmund, and he's been playing predominantly for your right. So Sancho goes to the right, Anthony comes to your left, because Anthony's predominantly a right winger, even though he's left-footed, and then you can have the choice of Rashford and Martial as your two options through the middle. Now I'm just a layman. I'm just giving a suggestion how you might set up. What are you saying?
You know what's funny? Yeah, there was a report. I think Daps might be thinking this. There's a certain guy Tyrone who loves a guy called Martial, and there was a report yesterday about, or was it today? I think that how impressed the coaches and Ten Hag was with Martial. Like it's like a new attitude, new him kind of thing, and the training. I don't get why people getting gassed on the training thing. It looks so basic. The drills, like if you're a certain level of coach, like I've done my FA level 3 and everything, and I'm just thinking, I look at it, I'm like. Okay. So I'm just looking at it thinking that's just bog standard what you do on Sunday League, man. Why are you getting so excited over this?
It's like pass here, one touch, easy.
Yeah, we don't know. We will never ever see that when off-camera drills. We'll never see that. They'll only show what they want to show, and there's no point getting gassed. But it's good to see that the Man United players are obviously enjoying it.
Even Wan-Bissaka,
there was a brilliant segue, but you lot didn't even let me. You lot are sharp, man. Didn't even let me get segue. Because Kaz, you mentioned Lisandro. What's his name?
Lisandro Martinez.
Lisandro Martinez.
I don't even care what my man has to say.
So Lisandro Martinez, obviously, before Bilal, I'm going to keep it moving. So I'm going to get your opinion on this one before you go. So Arsenal scheduled to meet Ajax next week. Says Lisandro Martinez battle continues. And then he's hashtagged the two clubs that are in for him. How are you feeling? What are you saying? Because it seemingly looks like pretty much nailed on. You've lost Rafinha to either Chelsea or Barcelona.
Hijacked FC.
Now, hijacked FC. Now you're looking to get hijacked with this guy. What are you saying? Well, I don't know. One of you is going to be laughing, Kaz, or one of you is going to be crying.
I'm a confident guy when it comes
to this situation. It's different for both clubs. So, like for Arsenal, Lisandro Martinez, he will probably end up playing left back as an inverted left back. And that's why I think the links with Rafinha and Martinez show that Arteta's maybe trying to push Saka onto the left wing. To have Saka maybe holding the width on the left, have Martinez playing more of an inverted role, similar to Tomiyasu, even Ben White when he plays at right back. But Martinez wouldn't be an automatic first team player at Arsenal. And to pay 50 million euros for him, for me...
Why would he not be automatic? Why would he not be automatic?
Well, let me explain, innit? Well, let me explain.
Yeah. So, that's okay. Yeah, so if Kieran Tierney's fit, whenever he is fit, 100% he gets in the team because the guy is just a machine up and down the pitch. Gabriel at left centre back, no one's going to displace him. I see some people talk bad about him. You're not going to replace Gabriel Magalhaes, 6'4" plus, with 5'9" Lisandro Martinez.
No, sorry, I agree with you on that. I think he's got potential to be like one of. He has to mature 100%. It was against us where we showed immaturities, but he's one of them defenders that he's gonna. I think if Arsenal were to put any money on the defender,
I agree with that as well.
I agree. I don't know why people hate him. There's a lot of weird people that I see talking bad about him. I'm like, have you not seen the centre backs that played for Arsenal?
I will say on Tierney though that I do feel this is. I hear what you're saying on Tierney. I feel this is the last season that he gets a pass on his fitness because across the back four. It gets to a point where, and I said this about John Stones, then he had a sensational season. You can't have players in the back four that can't keep fitness because you need consistency. Yeah. A player in the back four not being there, it can change. It can change how you're pressing. It can change how you're moving for corners, crosses, and everything. And I do think that if Martinez comes in and Tierney starts getting injuries, that place will no longer be Tierney's. Martinez will take
it happened to us last season. As soon as Tierney, Tomiyasu got injured, that was it for the season. You might as well just write it off. But yeah, Martinez, he would be good signing for Arsenal. I think Arsenal, I think it was Ornstein today said Arsenal view him as a left back, while Ten Hag views him as a left centre back. He's the one who even converted him into that position. But it just depends on Martinez. I think at the end of the day, if Arsenal and I feel like Ajax want to sell to Man United as well. Let's get that in. I feel like Van der Sar, Ten Hag. I feel like Ajax would prefer him to go to Man United because of the relationships there. Similar to how Arsenal got Jesus. This is football, it's life. There's relationships in that. So fair enough. I think, but it's going to turn into Martinez. I've also seen some Ajax people say that Ten Hag and Martinez haven't actually got the best relationship.
Interesting.
So that's another interesting point. So maybe the Ten Hag factor isn't that big of a deal. But I feel like Martinez would suit or have less pressure if he went to Arsenal instead of going to Man United.
This is how we're going to end it. Before we let you go, we're going to ask Daps, the neutral, out of the both of you. Daps, who needs him most from what we know about? Because I'm going to be honest, I don't rate him that high. I think he's good. He's solid. Who needs him more?
So I think United need him more, right? It's like we're going to give Tierney. We're going to presume that Tierney's going to come back and stay fit, right? Because sometimes I think United, sure, that relationship in however many years he's had one good season. And it's kind of like, I feel even for sure he needs to move on now, right? It's not going to... United have to sort out the defence massively because United's ceilings and Arsenal's ceiling, to be fair, is different as well. But here's the thing. I feel whoever gets him, right, is based on the conversations, right? It's based on, because I've heard with both of them, whenever I speak to anyone about from United or Arsenal side, what they say is, well, he can play left centre-back and he can also play left-back, right? Players don't want to hear that, right? He ain't wanting to hear that. So if there's any of that chat from either camp, he's going to go to the other one. Someone needs to be telling him, you're our left-back. You are our left-back, not... you might play here, might play there. He'll go to the other club. So whoever needs to, I was going to say Arsenal, because I think Arsenal have been. Let's be clear: when they didn't get Champions League football, their quality of players they were getting should have gone down. But they've moved very well by targeting players that need first team football that are of a very good quality. Jesus is a perfect example, and by moving quickly. Putting contracts in front of them. I think that's why Rafinha was close because Rafinha wanted to go Liverpool. We all know that. But while everyone else was dilly-dallying, I know they had contracts written up and put in front of him. So I feel like they were moving quickly. Unfortunately, on Lisandro Martinez, I think they might have not moved quick enough. And I think United are going to come in and take
as well.
Him.
Yeah, I think
that's an amazing. Just took the words out of my mouth. When you're going to come to a convincer player, why are you going to say, yeah, you might play here and there? I think we're going to play you at left back, even though you got someone like Tierney. You're not going to not do your research on the squad. Where you can go to somewhere. He's already got the system in place. You've got the manager in place, like to be there that you're used to. You're going to be guaranteed a starting role. It's a no-brainer. You've already got that relationship there, so it is a no-brainer. And to be fair, he can play multiple positions: DM, centre back, and left back.
But that's what Arteta's been doing, though. Arteta did that with Zinchenko.
I'm just going to butt in because we've got to keep it moving. We've got a fair few callers that are waiting to come in the studio. Bilal.
Yeah, thank you guys. Thanks for having me on once again, man.
Please follow us.
Follow me, man.
Yeah. If you just Instagram Football Show on Twitter, I don't have Insta. I need to make.
I'll get on it, man.
Yeah, I'll get on it as well.
Someone is the young bloke. He wants to study and make something of himself. When we get on Insta and waste your life, don't listen to these people.
Oh, no, study. No, hell yeah, study. Forget everything about this. But if you're going to do Twitter or Insta,
get on Insta,
Be careful. Yeah, I'll find you guys. Don't worry. I'll find you guys and talk.
Bilal, it's been a pleasure, my brother. Look after yourself. Take care.
All right, you too. Take care, man.
Take care. We're going to bring in.
I was just going to say on Arteta quickly.
I just followed you.
I do think Arteta has been moving cleverly like that as well. He's getting players over the line by with Jesus. You're going to be the number 9, right? Apparently with Zinchenko, when Arsenal were linked with him, he said, I will play you in your preferred role as a central midfielder. So they're moving very cleverly, but they have to because they're not, they're Arsenal and they ain't got Champions League football. So.
Now that I've revealed where I was born and raised, people want to know more things. Grizz, what school did you go? Also born, raised in Stowe Leighton. School, I went Norlington for boys, and college, I went Leighton sixth form. So talk to me if you know me. If you don't, your brothers go my age or cousins or anything? No, remember that name. Laszlo says, I used to live in Leighton, Adelaide Road. You don't even know how close that is to me, brother. You don't even know
That's
how
the Bay Road as well.
Yeah, you don't even know how close that is to me. Big up yourself. All I'm going to tell you is I lived on Osborne Road. So you'll know. If you know, you know. Got a super chat in the building. Yes, sir. He says, since when did Rafinha want to go Paul? I haven't seen or heard or anything.
Flirting for ages, bro.
Last 2 years.
Last 2 years, bro.
Last 2 years. And then they bought Diaz and it disappeared. Oh, Grizz, am I wrong? Was that not a link for ages?
No, we inquired about him, and we didn't want to pay 60 million at the time, so we 100% wanted him. Yeah. I'm hoping, I'm expecting, I'm thinking he wanted us as well. Not many people don't want Liverpool, so yes, he did, because he spoke with Fabinho. Actually, yes, it's all coming through now. So he intimated to Fabinho whilst with Brazil that tell Liverpool to come in for me, but we didn't want to pay over the odds for him. 60 million they wanted at the time. I read your thing, private chat, but I can't do. I'm really rubbish at doing two things at the same time. No, so I'm gonna. So what I'm gonna do. I'm gonna bring in the next caller, who is Quasi. Grizz, you look like my uncle. I look like everyone's uncle.
Uncle Grizz.
Yeah, Uncle Grizz,
you know, the first time, the minute I started speaking.
Oh yeah, you're gonna say, "Oh, you look like uncle." Yeah.
No, nothing to do with looks. Nothing to do with looks. To do with as a person. You know, when man are like some of my friends, dads, I call uncle because they're like uncles. Do you know what I mean? Like,
I hear you.
Me advice and whatever. And that is, I'm not saying come on, Grizz, but there's not that much age difference between us.
I hear you. Fabinho and Rafinha, same agent, so that's why they were talking. I remember. So yeah, Daps has got a point. I forgot myself. One more super chat to get through. He says, Jimmy Nizzle, the gangster from Brick Lane, but I don't think you're him. Lisandro will get bullied in the Premier League. I'm not against that though. I hear you until we see it. Yeah.
I don't know if
Vieira looks like he's going to get bullied. Jesus, the guy looked like
I don't. If anyone knows Lisandro Martinez's game, he's a very aggressive player and everything. I don't think he gets bullied. But if you're talking about bullying and getting rings run around him or something like that, it could happen. We don't know this.
Yeah, exactly. But a lot of bullies came like that. Otamendi was a bully when he came like that. He was known as a bully. Your Torreira was known as a little terrier, bully.
Then he cried and it all changed.
So a lot of these like he is. He's like that. He's not 5'9", 5'10". He's no height for a Premier League defender. I keep saying it. You're not Mascherano. Mascherano at Barcelona is elite. Cannavaro at Juve is elite. These people that people keep bringing up, Baresi, AC Milan is elite. If you're not elite, if you're elite, then fair enough. And if you're playing an elite team that controls the pool,
of course,
you're elite. But if you're going to Arsenal, Man United right now, and you're not elite and you're 5'10", you're getting hurt. That's what I'm trying to say.
I would say some South Americans are very, you could look at them and think, Fernandinho actually looks like you could break him like that. But some South Americans are built different.
Fabinho's like that. Yeah. Fabinho's like that. He looks like, oh my God, I could show you a lot of pictures about Fabinho when he's training. Is like serious, man. Guantanamo settings, man. I tell you, it's mad. Yeah. But then when try hustle him on the pitch, everyone will tell you Fabinho is a little. I'm gonna bring in. Off the pitch. There's the cooling show. This is the cooling show. It's not like we're chatting like it's cooling. We've got to get coolers in. Well, man, you guys, man, you could talk, man. There's 500 of you, man. Like the stream for these talkers, man. These guys, man. First calling show, they've made the show, man. So hit a like for these people. Quasi, my man, how are you?
Yes, sir, how you doing?
I'm doing so good that I'm so relaxed. I've got a Man City fan, I've got a Man United fan, and now finally I've got a Liverpool brother, and I'm so chilled. How are you, my bro?
I'm doing well. Sorry, yesterday the past two call in, I missed it. Yesterday I was at the office. And I went to the basement so I was trying to.
Yesterday was just an impromptu Salah celebration.
Oh, man.
It was just a celebration.
It was celebrating.
That's right. But this is the real cooling show. Talk to me, my brother.
We got to bring it back to Liverpool. This is time for town business.
Okay.
Man U, City, Arsenal. But
what's the news? Go on, talk to us. Hold on. So go on, talk to us. What's the news? Breaking news, Kaz.
It's just on Ronaldo. It appreciates Erik ten Hag and is convinced that he's a right man for Man United, but he can't do it alone. United need to make a strong statement on the market. Big, quote that. But Ronaldo is really disappointed. So it just shows to me, if it is the right move, that it's just the fact that Mendes is doing his thing to get Man United to bump up a fucking gear or so. So yes.
Fair enough. No problem. Enough about United and Ronaldo. We've done 1 hour nearly on Ronaldo and United. Quasi, what do you want to talk about, my brother?
Man, I'm just so excited with the Salah news yesterday. I wanted you to tell people, because I've seen you battling people on Twitter, battling people on YouTube. All you need to tell it, what are they going to say now? Shout out to the boy, Steph Curry. I mean, we told you he was going to stay. A few times we had a few doubts, but we told you he was going to stay. Klopp said he will. I got nothing else to do. He's going to stay. You know, and now
Klopp said many times. When Klopp was asked many times, he said, "I'm fine about the situation."
Yeah.
So whatever that meant, even if that meant I'm fine, he's going, or I'm fine, he's staying. As long as Klopp's fine, that was my understanding of it. Sorry.
No, I agree with you, because the thing is, a lot of people tell us we should not be accountants, but now they are the accountants. LFC has gone from the bottom to the top. And this is where I kind of kneel towards the Man U's and the Arsenals and the Chelseas. There are good players out there. Now is your coaches or your managers to start creating this next Salah, next Mane, next Ronaldo, and all those people. A lot of people are crying, talking about there's not enough players out there. No, you got to coach them. You know, I mean, what's the name? Robo. Where was Robo when we got him? Hall relegated.
Yep.
And
no one thought he's going to be the player he's going to be. Robertson.
You know what I mean? And right now, I think a lot of fans and some managers / coaches are trying to get it too easy. They just want a finished article. This is why Liverpool fans and City fans all says Klopp and Pep are the best coaches in the world, because they make those players work. Where was Foden? Foden was great, but Pep said, no, you're going to wait. And he took his time with him. I remember I listened to TalkSport, and
bad move.
Bad move. Always
I listened to it as well, to be fair.
Always yelling at Pep, why don't you play this kid? He's the best. You should play him, blah, blah. Dude, who are you?
Yep.
You know? So now
he's the king.
Yeah.
Now he's the most elite youngster. Not forget Gavi. No, because Gavi is going to be generational. Not forget Pedri, because he's wonderful. What I'm saying is, people talk about European youngsters like they're the only ones that are elite. Phil Foden right now, let me tell you for a fact, even though he plays for a rival, Phil Foden is one of the best youngsters anyone's ever going to see. That guy is going to be a legend of the game. You know what I mean? I hate to say it, but he's their Steven Gerrard, bro. He's their Steven Gerrard right there. And you're right. The way he done that thing, the way Pep handled him, you've got a great point. But you know,
and on that, it's now used as a model, because you're spot on. Pep was getting criticised about the game time that he was giving him, right? And until Foden broke through, and then all of a sudden, now that's a model. McAtee has just signed, and a lot of clubs were floating around McAtee, and Pep actually got involved. He usually doesn't get involved, and said, I want him to follow the same path as Foden. So let me be clear. I'm not telling you next season he's going to be getting X number of games, because, and you see this, and a few other City youngsters have said it, Pep never, we can be playing Wickham in the Carabao Cup, and the media, the City fan base can be saying, we want to see Cole Palmer, we want to see McAtee, we want to see Latvia, we want to see Mbete, we want to see all these youngers. Pep will then go and play a load of the mainstream players. Now, you think that would knock youngers' confidence, but here's the thing, and one of our younger players spoke on it. If you're generally not being played because the media, the fan base, and everyone else is telling the manager to do that, and your manager's Pep Guardiola or Jurgen Klopp, and then all of a sudden, one game, randomly, like, for example, I remember when against Tottenham, out of nowhere, the season where I think we pipped you to the league, all of a sudden, he turns round and Foden, start. The confidence as a player, when the manager, Pep Guardiola or Klopp, has said, I'm only going to play you when I feel I've got confidence in you, not because everyone else is telling me. And all of a sudden, in a big game, you're getting the shout by one of these managers. Your confidence is through the roof. It's like, and now that model is being used to keep players at our club. But look, Liverpool. I think you're spot on with what you said about Klopp and Salah. You have to trust your manager.
Mm-hmm.
You've got where you've got by having that manager, and I've said it on Núñez. He's got that money off a board that doesn't always spend big because they listen to him, they trust him. He didn't just go in there and say, give me 80 million, and they gave him it, or whatever the fee was. He would have had to sit down and say what Núñez is bringing to that team, right? So your fan base, some of your fan base this summer has been weird, very weird, very weird. I mean, Grizz, and I can tell you are not them, but some of them, it's confusing. It's honestly, I feel like they were saying far too much with their chest, feel let down, and so are throwing their toys out the pram.
Stop right there, man. Say that. Wait. Because there's some people in the back can't hear that.
So, no, listen.
Because there's five. You got to remember there's 500. You got to remember there's 500 people in there. So you got to remember not everyone can hear that. And you're an MC, yeah? You're an MC, right?
Oh, I can make this. I can make this
bold.
That
again, my brother.
I can make this bold and underline it. Let me be very clear, right? I hate Liverpool, and anyone that thinks my dad brought me up to hate Liverpool. Let me be clear, right? However, I do respect Liverpool, and I do respect things they do. Annoys me some of the things I see where Liverpool fans will tell me that they have like all their players are better than our players, but I can respect things. And you were 2 games away from the quadruple, right? You sold Mane, who, in my opinion, Mane's best season was probably 3 seasons ago, in my opinion. Cool. When he went through the middle, he started having a better season this season, but that's not the best thing of Mane. The best thing for me was Mane with the pressing, the link-up play, and all of that he was doing a few years ago. You've already brought in a replacement. You've gone and brought in a good young right-back, another young central midfielder, and a striker. And some of the things I'm hearing, like meltdown, sure, you probably do need some younger central midfielders because otherwise your team will age. But not next season. You're not going to drop off like that next season. This is what it is. I do think a lot of toys were thrown out of the pram by people that felt they'd said things with their chest far too much.
No, that's the problem. That's the problem. Quasi, I'm going to let you respond to that. Before I do, Steve, is that you? Stop putting me yesterday. If it's you, message me so I can mod you.
That is Steve.
Message me so I can mod you because obviously we get all rid of all bogus ones.
That is Steve, definitely.
Actually, there's a quicker way, Grizz. If you go onto YouTube, onto your actual video that you're doing live now, there'll be 3 little dots if you hover over and it says put users mod, so you can do it just like that quickly.
You don't know me, do you?
Not that well, no.
I've already got him multitasking, and now
you're telling me technology shit. You're telling me go on the Instagram. You're telling me the 3 dots. You're telling me all this business. Are you mad?
On the YouTube, not StreamYard, on the YouTube. You would understand if you go on there.
Okay, so, yeah. Okay. I'm going to do that right now. But Quasi, in response to a City fan saying that about us, got it. Yeah, it is Steve, so I'm just going to mod him up. Yeah, sorry. Response to what Daps said, because Daps knows my feelings.
We had that conversation.
It becomes very quickly because I'm very emotional when it comes to these kind of topics. I don't know why. No, I'm not going to say. I'm not going to do it. Sorry. yeah, I'm going to stay out of it.
Because you love your club.
That's true. I mean, it's funny because
no, everyone loves the club. I'm not going to do those. Sorry, Quasi, man. I just butt in again.
I understand. Go ahead, brother. Go ahead. Let it out.
I've just butt in again. No, I'm just butting again. I'm so sorry. But Daps gets me in it. He says things and I agree with him and then I think, I need to say something because, but yeah, everyone loves their club. Everyone loves everyone's perception of love. You can't argue with. You can't. No one has the right to say I love my club more than the next.
No, I'm not saying that, but you can still disagree with someone else that loves your club because
absolutely.
Like City fans that probably love City go at Edison. And I literally switch at them because it's still you attacking someone that I love. So
do you know what people are saying? People are saying, let the man speak. So sorry. Grizz, let the man speak for fuck's sake. Yeah. Sorry. But what I was going to very quickly say is Every man loves the club. Where was I going with that? What was I saying? But sometimes what happens is we become slaves of our own ego more, and it overtakes the actual love for the club and what's right for the club and what we are to clubs. We are supporters of clubs. Yeah, we support. It's in our name. It's in the name. When we support a club, we don't support Salah, we don't support Mane, we don't support Klopp even. We support the club. And unfortunately, sometimes there comes positions in times or moments in the support of a club we can't control. So what we have to do is let go of our ego or humble ourselves and then bring ourselves to accepting that our first job and first foremost job is to support. And then give an opinion or whatever, but don't hold that opinion in stone, because opinions are here to be changed. And you look at perspective, you look and you listen, you agree, you disagree, of course you do. But when we go on like this is it, and there's nothing else, then you're a dickhead.
Appreciate the.
You know, how's it changed?
The last time I was here, we did have the same conversation, and I know Jamie. We thank God that Jamie's daughter's doing well, and I had to take over.
Yes.
You know, I had to take over for him and continue what he was saying. And yesterday, the reason why I called, because there was one man in your show yesterday who did the same thing. He went to a rival fan show and ranted about what club and FSG doesn't know what to do. That's why I asked, I think Leas, that does he want to be where Liverpool is right now? And he was like, I'll be glad to do that, right? Daps, right now, do you guys have a position that you feel like you need right now that you want Pep to buy a player for?
What, that we're not doing?
Yeah, that you haven't bought yet. Do you have a transfer?
The only one for me, I mean, we're presuming that Cucurella's medical. Sorry, we're presuming that Phillips's medical will be announced as passed and as a new signing.
No, but what he means, but what he's asking,
the only one would be Cucurella, and that's going to happen. There's no one else. No, nothing.
Mm-hmm. So that means even the great Man City also need players, right?
We do, and we're addressing it. And I know the better thing is we're addressing what we need to address this summer.
Mm-hmm.
I know what we need next summer already,
mm-hmm.
and I hope they do that. I mean, all clubs, you need to move. If you don't move, listen, when you win the league, City did it the first 2 times we won the league, right? The summers after, we bought squad players, didn't work. That's what Liverpool did when they won the league. They bought squad players. You've learned, to be fair, I think. It took us 2 times, and now we don't really do that anymore. We don't buy squad players. We buy players that will push whoever is in that position to another level because they believe. And that is how you retain, by doing that.
Exactly.
And you have to. Listen, if you win the league and you think we're fine, you're not going to retain. It's that simple. This league is dangerous, yeah? People will come up out of everywhere. You have to continue to buy. And furthermore, look, you've got to try and, for us, we need to do the Champions League thing. For you, man, you need to retain or whatever else. There's always other goals that you need to move to. So you need to keep moving. Or all of a sudden, players get old and you're like, oh, shit. And sorry, Cass, but you end up like Man United, where they're having to do so much. And you know what? Chelsea as well, actually, is a great example. Chelsea right now, they never knew a year ago this was going to happen, the owner thing, right? All of a sudden, the perfect storm has happened at Chelsea, where they need several players, several being 6 potentially. They've got a new owner, and everything has to change, and everything has to be done in the summer. No one predicted it. You have to keep moving with the times. And
exactly. But that's what Klopp is trying to do. The thing that frustrated, I think Grizz will agree with me, is the fans trying to tell Klopp, the man who won us the Champions League and the EPL, what to do. That part I don't understand. Trust me, Klopp does things that I get frustrated. We all do. Sometimes he makes a decision and be like, okay, what are you doing? But to me, when it comes to transfer or how he runs the club, after we won the Champions League, everybody thought we were going to get Koulibaly, possibly get Mbappe, and got all these people. The next, when he was asked, what are you doing? He said, I got bills to pay. He walked the league the following season. After that, I said, I would never question this man again. I will question him when he makes, in-game substitutions. But in terms of running the club, this man is on a whole different level. Okay, the only person who can say, hey, come outside is Pep. But look how Klopp does it. He brings the players in. Every time we win a match, right? Look what he does. He goes in and hug who? The youngest player on the field in the game first.
True.
So it goes by what you were saying, Daps, about how they know what they're doing. They see the chance and say, okay, I'm gonna give you a chance. Prove it to everybody that you are a work in progress. You know?
There's no doubt, and as Dap said, and I think you said, sorry, there's no doubt that they're not infallible. They're humans. They make mistakes.
Oh yeah, of course.
They're not. There's no such thing as a perfect coach, as a perfect player, as a perfect owner. But the only thing you can judge all of those categories of the people that I've mentioned, owners, coaches, and players, whatever, is what you see in front of you, and the progress and where you are as an entity. And as you've just said, the only team in the world or institution in the world can talk to us right now is Real Madrid and Man City, possibly. And even them, we can talk to them absolutely with our chests. It's not as though we can't. And the way they operate, and Daps is here, he's right in front of me, and the way how Madrid operate is totally different from how we operate because of the ownership situations. Madrid are owned by the country, Man City are owned by oligarchs. People can. Now they've got themselves to a position where they're very, very smart. How they operate is brilliant business. People don't give them credit for that. They buy brilliantly, they sell brilliantly. Yeah, Steve's always telling me in the chat, net spend coming up, net spend trophy coming up, net spend champion. He winds me up all the time. He's still in the chat.
We're coming for it, Grizz. We're coming for it.
But it's true. People don't see that side.
We're changing this summer. In particular, people are not seeing it. We're changing.
Very well said. Very well said, Grizz.
But nobody denies that the injection they needed was a massive injection. It was like, you know what I mean, like peds, bro, big time. But anyway,
Grizz, you know that from your business.
Of course,
you've been in. You have to
have a boost.
If you open a local shop and you've got a McDonald's,
I hear that.
A Burger King next to
you. Let me land because
Mm.
Quasi's a Liverpool fan, so I want to give him the Liverpool, or he's probably talking to the Liverpool people here. So I've given you the Madrid situation. They're an institution from a long time history, man. Fucking hell, this is the greatest club ever. So they've built it from that side. Man City have had their help, but now they've realized they're smart. They can't keep throwing money at everything. They're smart now, how they operate. We have been the smartest how we've operated. So smart. We spend money when we have to, nobody notices. We sell when we have to, nobody notices. Everyone's saying, oh, Liverpool don't spend high wages. We're just smart. We operate differently. We haven't had a sugar daddy. We've had sugar daddies in the past when we were operating like the big boys. We bullied people and players into selling to us, just like I spoke about Man United. So that's what you have to operate different. You have different ways of operating.
Not smarter. Different, not smarter.
No, but my smart compared to your smart will be different. My perception of smartness will be different from what you perceive as smart.
But that's what I'm saying. You were in a different position, so it doesn't make you smarter. You operate differently because you're in a different position.
That position was we didn't have the money that you had. So we had to be smart.
And we had to be smart because, and the perfect example for this is your good friends across the road from you, Everton. Because if you want to talk about money, and they are not smart, right? They've had money. They're not smart. We've had money, and look where we are now because we moved smart. We moved smart. I'm not saying Liverpool didn't, but say you moved smarter. No,
I agree that
you were pole position. We were back here, so we had to. So we both moved smart. We can't say Liverpool moved smarter.
I tell you why I can.
Because
you made not that. You made your point. We have to be smarter than you because we're not richer than you. So, for example, imagine me and you got £1,000. Sorry, you've got £1,000 to invest in your business. I've got £100. I have to make my £100 work smarter than your £1,000.
No. Because I said pole position. Because you're already there, so you don't need to. We had to invest more. And then
spot on. But Dabs, that's my original point. Did anyone hear my original point? That you need that original injection that you've got. So where you are now, you're moving smart.
We both moved smart. We moved smart to get where we needed to.
More money.
No. You needed that injection, which was a different. You needed a ladder to get to that point. I mean, you needed a lot.
But we did not. Did we not do it well to be where we are? Because Everton got money. Are they where we are?
Actually, I would say this.
But that's smart, though. I agree with you. That's very smart. I'm not denying that fact. But you seem to be denying the fact that you needed that. that.
No, I'm not. No. Not once I said that. My only thing. I agree with you. You've moved smart. We've moved smart. The issue is, and I'm not actually trying to make it a competition, Grizz. You said we move smarter. That's my issue.
No.
We both move smart.
We move smarter from our perspective. Sorry, let the others have their say. What I'm saying is from our perspective.
From a neutral point, I think what he's trying to get is that City have got a lot of money, right? They can move pretty much a lot more free than Liverpool can. Liverpool haven't got as much money to invest in more players. Like you can get about 5 players. You can get about 5 players worth 60 million. You can get 50. You can get 5 players worth 60 million if you wanted. Liverpool can't do that. We
can't. Because that ends up with us in court, bro. So we can't.
No, but you've done that, though, guys. You've done that. You've done that.
Keep moving.
No. You are one of the most smartest clubs in the world right now. That's
just Liverpool a little bit smarter.
No, we had to move smart. I said from our position. You got to remember from our position. So what was our position? Our position was 6th, 7th with not unlimited budget. That's what I'm saying. Sorry, Quasi.
Let's be honest.
City move very
well.
Let's be honest, Dabs.
Actually, you guys are following our model now because when you guys started, you bought a lot of missionaries. You had Santa Cruz,
Robinho. Bro, we bought 1 million, 100%.
You bought a whole bunch of people. And
no model, bro.
But now,
what are different to everyone else? City's model's different. We own a team in every single continent. It's the model's very different.
No, because people always say because you spend so much money, people think that your model is so much different. No. Liverpool is at the point where Barcelona is following us. I mean, they're doing a lot of strange things out there. We don't know what they're doing, but they have come out and said the Liverpool model is what they need to follow. AC Milan, that's why one of our owners, I think is the owner of AC Milan now, right? The guy who bought the 13% of FSG. He's the owner of AC Milan now. You know, Manchester United, that's why they're going after
Perfect example. This is why we shit, bro. We haven't moved smart.
I understand that it could irk you a little bit what Grizz says smarter, but look where we were 10 years ago. I
didn't mean to say.
You know, again, you can't say look where you were 10 years ago. Look where we were, bro.
No, I understand that, but look at this way, right? I'll even give you an example. Manchester United,
I agree with that, though. Yeah. Sorry, Quasi.
Yeah, Manchester United, it's a marketing juggernaut, toe-to-toe with Madrid.
Yeah.
But now when you look at the numbers, within the past 10 years, we are almost 500 million to catch up to Manchester United in terms of marketing income. So yes, we had to move smarter because otherwise the FSG model, remember people were laughing at us. We had what they call us Moneyball. We had to do all these things. Now, literally now, club goes to Henry and said, I want Mbappe and do whatever you have to do to get Mbappe.
I think what he's saying,
because Mbappe chose to stay.
But you know what? My only thing is, and let me be clear on this, and then I'd love to move on, right? Because
we have to move on.
I don't want this to be me saying Liverpool's is better, right? What I'm saying is,
I didn't mean to say that as well.
No. I think, and that's the key because even then, when you said we were that far behind Man United, and you're talking about Liverpool, and now we've had to catch up, bro. I hear what you're saying. But where we were was so far behind Manchester United that when you say and to say City are copying Liverpool, bro, I'm sorry, no. Both our clubs are moving really well in different places. Let's not make for once, because we're doing it in the league, the cup, we're doing it in this one. Let's not compete in it.
Now let me say one thing very
well.
One smart trophy. Are you still doing the same thing on how you were buying Fabinho and the Santa Cruz and all those guys?
Robinho.
Sorry. Are you guys still doing the same thing where you just buy Will and new? No.
What? And that's because we're copying Liverpool.
Because you're doing the right thing now. Now you don't just buy whatever you want.
I know 100%.
They had to do that. But they had to do that, though. We
are not copying Liverpool. This whole we're copying Liverpool thing is mad. I'm not going to lie. You lot are moving. No, I don't know if he isn't going that way, but I think he might be. Liverpool do great business. Right, I'm not knocking Liverpool's business, and let me be clear: this is not me coming on and slandering Liverpool. I'm saying, for once, guys, let's not make this a competition. You lot are doing your really good stuff over there. We're doing our really good stuff over here. Neither of us are moving better. I'm not here to say we're doing business better than you, but I'm certainly not here to let you, man, say that you're doing it better than us.
Oh no, I'm not saying that.
And we're not copying you. You're not the first team that changed your transfer method.
I can say this: City is doing a wonderful business on how they.
No, let me end it. We got to move on. neither of you, you're going around in circles.
Yeah.
The point originated from, and only Kaz can speak now. I'm going to mute you two. Yeah, only Kaz can speak because it's neutral. I'm going to speak to Kaz, but you can listen. No. I'm just gonna end it. We've got fucking callers galore wanting to come in and they've been waiting like mad. Cams, if that's you, message me because I don't know if it's you. If it's you, I'll mod you up as well. City move smart too. Let's not forget the input of taking the Barcelona board and hiring Pellegrini as a transition into
There's
football.
There's a million things I can say as well.
Hold on. Yeah. No, we all can. All I said, and I think that's what's got the conversation really flowing, was when I said smarter.
Yeah, agreed.
That's what got you, didn't it? And you thought, no, that's not smart.
Because it's not. Let's not compete. It's not.
Because from my position, I have to speak from a Liverpool point of view. Yeah. We had to be smarter in the position that I was in. You had to be smart in the position that you was in.
Smarter.
Oh, I get what he's trying to get. I think I get what he's trying to get.
You had to be smarter. We had to be smarter. Both of us. Not smarter than you. We had to move smarter than we previously did. You had to move smarter than you previously did.
But
you didn't have to move smarter than us. It's not competition.
But Daps. What I'm saying is from where you was, where was you? League One, whatever division, whatever you're talking about. Yeah. Until these owners came, how would you have worked that model to reach where you are now?
100%. I haven't disagreed with that once. That doesn't
That's
mean
it.
you're moving
That's
smarter,
what I said.
though. That's
But you didn't answer my question. So you would have had to have an injection of some sort, whether that's financial or.
We were the cafe against McDonald's. No, I said we were the cafe against McDonald's. We had to have the investment. I did say that.
So we didn't have that level of investment, Daps.
No, but we started from further back. So
of course, I'm not denying that though.
Different attributes. No, I know you're not. Grizz, I didn't say smarter once and you did. And that's all I'm saying is it's mad that we're even comparing it because fucking neither of us give a shit about this. We're football fans.
Exactly. Quasi, we're gonna have to keep it moving, my brother.
Thank you so much, I'm a big fan.
Love.
It's been a great chat. It's been a great chat.
It's all your fault, by the way, Quasi. I'm just saying.
Yeah.
Just came on and another Liverpool fan. It just
all your fault.
Oh man, sorry. I apologize.
Listen, it was good.
Good.
Listen, always. Listen, we're gonna try to keep this moving, man. I'm nearly
do you
2
want
hours.
us to jump on so you can get some others on as well?
There's still 500 of you. Nice one. There's still 500 of you in here. Hope you've all liked the stream. There should be 500 mods. Let us know how many likes there is. I don't normally count, but
I'll give you 337. Don't worry.
Are you serious? That's quite poor, man. Okay.
I thank you. We finally said it for the first time in the show. 500 guys, but 337. 400 is the minimum.
But first, can I shout out Daps, please, for what he's done to my channel? Something like YouTube or so. I don't know what you call this. What do you call this, guys?
Overlays.
See people.
So as you can see at the top, there's Grizz's name. As I think Grizz Khan TV was already there, and obviously you can see the background of Anfield, the pitch, and
overlays, bro. I'm moving mad now.
Have you not seen? You might not be able to see it right now, but can you see your little self in your corner?
Well, the timer's there, but yeah, I hear you. Is there anyhow you can put that in the other side, Daps? Does that work? Is there too much technology? Okay, but I'm going to bring in a next caller. Hopefully, it's a different chat. We don't want to keep talking about the same things. Narit is coming in right now as we speak. Narit, welcome to the channel, my friend. How are you?
Can you guys hear me?
Yes, sir. How are you? Tell us where you're calling from.
I'm actually calling from Bangkok, Thailand.
Amazing. I love it.
Global.
I love it. Yeah. My chat's always global.
It's 5:50 a.m. right now, almost 6 in the morning.
So sorry we kept you waiting so long, man.
No.
What would you like to speak about?
Firstly, it's an honor to be here. I'm actually a big fan of you, Grizz. I've been watching the 90-minute. I've been watching the Big Six.
You're not a big. I don't allow that word on my channel. You're one of my brothers. Community. You're one of the community. So big up yourself. Thank you for having us, bro.
Like I'm lost of words because I'm actually really nervous right now. It's like my first time here.
Look, the way you're wearing your top, you're not nervous. How are you wearing your top like that? First, explain how are you wearing that top like that. You're not nervous. You're cool as a cucumber. I couldn't wear it like that. I'm not cool enough to wear it like that. So you're cooler than me. I'm telling you.
Yeah, I'm obviously big up Daps and Kaz as well. I love, this is why we love football, right? Because we love debates and
absolutely.
So I want to I really don't know what I want to talk about today, but there's a lot of things going on right now in my mind. Yeah. Firstly, our first preseason game, Liverpool, we were playing against Man United here in Bangkok, Thailand, for the first time in history.
Oh yes.
So I want to touch on that and see what do you guys have to say on that. So I bought a ticket, for the game, and I want to know what you guys think about the tickets that they are selling here in Thailand, comparing it to in British pounds, obviously. So I bought a ticket for 15K, 15,000 Thai baht. So I obviously converted that
about
on
£300.
Google. That's 350 British pounds. So
whoa, what
is that like? Because I'll be honest, I went to Anfield twice in 2018 for the Liverpool game against Bournemouth Premier League, where all the front three scored. Grizz, you remember? Salah, Firmino, and Mane scored. Salah with the header. Trent crossed it from the right hand flank. If I'm not wrong, I had a ticket right here.
Against Bournemouth. I love that, man.
Well, where are you in Thailand? Where are you in Thailand?
I'm in Bangkok.
My dad, who passed away a month ago, lived in Pattaya.
Oh wow, yeah, that's a place you have to visit when you come to Thailand. It's Pattaya. Yeah, you're right.
I've been three times still.
Oh wow.
So go on. How much?
A lot of money in Thai money, boy.
How much did you pay for the ticket when you was for the Liverpool game when you was here? Can you remember?
So so when I went to Anfield, it says 55 here. So I'm pretty sure 55 British pound or sterling. It's actually, when I convert it to Thai baht, it's 2,000 to 3,000 Thai baht. But when I paid for the game, for the Bournemouth game a few years back in 2018, there was an agent who was a friend of mine who works there. So I paid almost 10,000 Thai baht though. And I'm pretty sure that time at Liverpool, there was a lot of events going on. There was like a wedding. There was so many events. I found a hotel with my family for quite pricey that night. Mm-hmm. So for the Liverpool game against United, in the next 10 days on the 12th of July, I paid 15,000, 15K, right? So 15,000 Thai baht. And I saw it's like around 350 British pounds.
Yeah, probably with the exchange rate.
Yeah. So it's a bit crazy.
I've heard too much. I've heard too much. You have been ripped off. Narit, do you follow me on any of my socials?
Yes, I do. On Twitter, on Instagram. I commented on your post many times, bro.
Okay, all of my DMs and everything is open. Next time you're ever in this country and you want to go to a game, message me.
Yes.
Okay, so
100%. I'm planning on doing my master's degree in UK next year.
Big up yourself. When you do that, if ever you want to go to a game, you message me first before you go to anyone and play these stupid mad prices. Yeah, so 100%. Make sure that's first and foremost. Secondly, I'm so happy. You must be buzzing that the preseason tour is coming to a town near you. Yep. I know you're struggling. You said you're struggling, but you're not, because you flowed nicely there. You didn't know what to talk about. Who are you the most excited to see when they come to town?
Oh, wow.
What a question.
Yeah, that's the perfect question, because I was going to ask you guys the same. Like, that's literally what I have down here on my notes. It's the question for you guys about who are you most excited of to see for preseason. But for me, I would definitely say, obviously, we want to know how Darwin Núñez is going to perform.
Mm-hmm.
And I'm not going to judge anyone from preseason, because I've seen multiple players played well. You know, like what Klopp did with Ox last season, the false nine thing. I'm not going to judge anyone from preseason, but I'm excited to see our new signings, obviously. But I would say Harvey Elliott. I know that he's not a new signing, but last season, before his injury, he was a crucial, important player in our squad. But up until the injury, when he came back, Klopp didn't really play him, because, he didn't want to bring him on in like such big games that we had in the final stages of the season. So I would say Harvey Elliott And I'm like expecting like Mo Salah to start against United here in Bangkok. I know it's Ten Hag's debut as well. And I was literally going to beg Salah to sign until the news last night. Now, that makes my job easy. It's just to go watch the game. I don't have to tell Mo to stay. And
you must be absolutely buzzing to see that. And I'm so happy for you. Guys, what about you guys? Kaz, who are you looking forward to seeing in preseason, or is there anyone you're looking forward to?
No one. I promise you
not
now,
even Ronaldo anymore.
I think the only thing I'm looking forward to is seeing actually Tellite. I'm looking forward to seeing our youngsters. Quite refreshing. So I want to see, and just a different, just what Ten Hag will try to play, like just try to play. Remember try to play. I just want to see that. Like preseason, it gets me. I haven't watched Man United in a while for good reason, and it's just feel like it's like a welcome back kind of thing. Like, okay, let's see what this year has to offer us. So I just hope to not see Ragnick Ball ever touch United ever again, or Ollie Ball, or any of that crap that people make up.
Daps, it's got to be Haaland, right? How he fits in and everything. Probably, I don't know.
No, I'm going to be honest with you. I think it's in. So our tour's America, and I presume Haaland will be going because he's global. For me, I was excited to see the Haaland announcement. I wanted Haaland to come out and tell everyone how his love for the club. I'm going to be honest. I'm excited by Alvarez more because it's kind of more of an unknown. And the other thing is, I really want to see more of McAtee. I really want to see a lot more of McAtee because I think he's very special. So yeah, look, don't get me wrong. I want to see Haaland, but for me, the unknown with Alvarez and the fact that he's going below the radar, and the fact that McAtee, I had this debate with someone on a show the other day, and they were talking about Sterling and Jesus going. I said, you know what? We've won a lot, right? And I rate everything Sterling's done, everything Jesus has done. But you know what? If them leaving means Cole Palmer and McAtee and some youngers start getting a bit more game time, we all know how we felt when Foden started playing. Yeah. That's how we feel again. So
that buzz comes again.
It's them, but Alvarez as well. But yeah.
Guys, we've got so many people waiting to come on. I'm going to make a clean sweep and get everyone. First of all, Narit, thank you very much for coming on. Listen, big up yourself and make sure you message me. I don't know if I can get you. Oh, you've got your ticket for your pre-season now. So that's done now. But if you're ever in the country, hit me up and I'll try to sort you out as soon as I go. All right, look after yourself, my friend. Take care.
Thank you so much. Thank you so much.
Bye-bye. Take care. Daps, Kaz, it's been a fucking pleasure.
Anytime,
boys. It's been wicked.
Anytime, man.
People, you all need to go out and check out their channel as well. They've got a channel called Never a Foul. Two great guys, as you can see. They came on our channel. We had lovely debate. We had heated debate. But look how much we love each other. And this is an example how rivals and fan channels would like to operate. Mad. We disagreed loads. I don't think we agreed on much. Well, we did. Bits and bobs. But there were sensitive topics. There was hard topics. There were soft topics. And it's calm.
Now, you know what it is, yeah? This is a thing. If I came on and disagreed with everything, and I say this to people, sometimes people might think, oh, I may be saying I'm being too nice about Liverpool. But you know what? I've said before, we've won 6 Premier Leagues in the last 10, right? I'm very comfortable with my team, right? Very comfortable.
There's no insecurity.
No insecurities whatsoever. And you've just seen what will happen when I actually want to argue a point. I will argue a point, right? But I'm not gonna come on and start slandering everything about Liverpool, because if I did that, I'd be the boy that cried wolf, right? And I just ultimately don't like Liverpool. I can rate Liverpool, but there's certain things that I will argue on, and that is how it should be. It's all love. It's only football at the end of the day. It's not.
And Kaz, of course, you as well. Thank you very much, my man.
I appreciate it, man.
First time, but I didn't feel like a first time in it.
Nah, not really.
That's what I'm saying.
I think, man. I feel like I've seen you loads and loads, to be fair. So it is ways I appreciate it coming out. Obviously, same thing what Dap said. You come on here trying to slander Liverpool. This whole chat will be to get him off. But if you noticed, big up my chat as well. If you noticed, they don't
go hard and mad.
They're not toxic
They're
at all.
very-
It's
Coppish. It's
It's a proper chat. It's a proper
it's a great.
chat.
It's actually a great chat. So as I wouldn't even want to call it, it's just a great community of people. So big up to
That's
what
what
you've
we're
got
working,
so
man.
far, man.
That's what we're working towards, man. That's what we're working
Grizz,
towards.
There's one last thing I have to do, right?
Because
There's a guy in the background which is as important to never a foul, and it's him that quickly did the overlay for you, and is blessing you tomorrow with something else. So I've got to give a massive shout out to Suits in the background lurking, who did the overlay and's doing everything, all the graphics. So people need to understand.
My
Genius.
man, Suits,
Genius.
big up yourself, bro. You're the genius. I hear you. I see you. I need to link you.
You will.
Pause.
Exactly.
Unfortunately, he's a rag, but it's what it is.
Hey, listen, come on, man. Can't have it all, innit? Can't have it all like me.
Have a
But
good show,
listen,
and people
have a
get
good
ready
show,
to be
yeah.
entertained, because there's some people in the background that you're going to love to see.
Oh
trust me.
man, he's gone, man. I'm trying to message him now. Oh. All right, well, let me message him.
All right, man. I appreciate it.
We'll
Listen,
jump
you
off
guys.
this,
All right, look after yourselves.
Love,
Take
love,
it in
love,
a bit.
Nice one, man. Love.
All right, people. I'm just gonna get some more people on, but I was just getting you on. I'm just messaging one of my mates who's in the background, clearing the decks for you. Where's he gone? Has he come back? I was clearing the decks for you. Yeah. Okay, I'm gonna get the next caller in anyway. He's been waiting away still. TD United. Yes, my brother. How are you?
I'm good, and yourself, Grizz. How are you?
I'm good too. I'm good too. How you doing? Hold on, let me just give you a nice little surprise as well. You got Big Steve in the building as well. How are you feeling right now?
I'm all right, mate.
The
You?
big dogs.
The big dogs, man. Listen, but you're with the big dogs, so you're a big dog too, bro. How are you? What do you want to speak about, my friend?
Okay, so I'll start with United first, obviously, and then we'll touch
love
on
that. We love that.
yeah, annual grilling session. I'm not Saeed, but you'll still get to grill me.
No, that's
so-
Steve's job.
Yeah, you don't grill actually on the big six. You sit there like you're like the Godfather. Actually,
Steve calls me the
you
politician.
chill.
Steve calls me the politician. I'm the
Yeah.
politician. Steve
You
does
just sit there and you just
Steve
wait.
does the assassinating. He's the
I
assassinator.
assassinate. Yeah, I just come in and chop people.
Okay, yeah. So I'm not delusional with shit, but there's a lot of concerns that people have, like, as a fan base, because we already made that many bigger signings, and like we're panicking about this Frankie De Jong thing because like he doesn't want to join, but like Eric Ten Hag wants him. This, that, the other. Then today, this bombshell about Ronaldo wanting to leave all of a sudden comes. So like, we're like in this wishy-washy space because like we're trying to do all these deals and like people are panicking. But to be honest, like for this upcoming season, my expectations are very, very, very low. Like, I don't think, because I think I saw you on the show with Saeed. I don't know if Saeed was on your show, Grizz, or you were on his, but you were like, it can't get any worse. And then Saeed was like, maybe it can. And I was also thinking maybe it could get worse before it gets better. But I think like right now, the main focus of United, it shouldn't be about like making glamorous signings or anything like that. It's just about signing players that the manager wants that fit in with his style. But the one thing that I think also people are panicking about is the fact that we're linked with so many Ajax players. Personally, I don't mind that for this window specifically, because our rebuild is a lot different to the Liverpool City rebuild, because the City, not rebuild for City, it was more just a galactic leap, sort of. But the Liverpool rebuild was different because you guys were bad. Like, I think you finished before club got there, I think 6th or 8th, one of the two. I think it was 6th because you got to Europa League final the next season. But you guys, from my understanding, you never had any internal like drama. Your team wasn't good. There's a difference between that.
Great point.
We're not good and we have internal drama all the time.
Great point.
So you need a manager to come in and just like establish a good culture before you start winning again. Because like obviously like we speak about like football heritage and stuff like that. Heritage goes back to culture, and like for example, like Liverpool have that heritage when it comes to Europe. Madrid, same thing, and City are trying to build that at the moment. United had it, but it's broken now, and they're trying to fix it. So like the manager needs to bring in players that he can trust and can help establish a winning culture once again. So I don't mind us being linked to a lot of Ajax players now because he's familiar with them and he knows he can trust them. Because if we go around signing these other dons that maybe they're good, but like we don't know if they're trustworthy. So that could be a problem later on down the line. So I mean, I'll see how it goes, but like to be honest, I expect us to finish like 5th. I do expect one thing though. I want a deep Europa League run, and I want us to try win it because I don't think we're gonna make Champions League the conventional way. I think it's gonna be quite similar to like the Mourinho season, where Mourinho's first season, I think we finished 5th. We won the Europa League, and I think we won the Carabao Cup. But I'm gonna hope for just one trophy because it's that bad right now. But yeah, those are my aspirations at the moment. Because I don't think we're going to finish 4th because I look at Arsenal, I look at Spurs, I look at Chelsea. I'm not too worried about Arsenal, Chelsea, and okay, Spurs I'm actually worried about. But I look at those teams and then I look at you guys. I think like in terms of like results, we're probably going to have the worst results against you guys out of everybody in the top 6. Because I think Liverpool, we lost 5-0, then 5-0 again. City was 2-0, 5-0, if I'm not mistaken. So, and I think with the signings you guys have made with Darwin Núñez, and then City getting Cucurella, Calvin Phillips, and Haaland, like it could be 6-0, 6-0 City twice, and then Liverpool 5-0, 5-0. Like it could genuinely happen like that.
This is my favorite comment, right? He said TD wants therapy. And if you want therapy, there's no one better on social media for United fans for therapy than Big Steve. And it's just your luck that we have Big Steve in the building. So
bring
Steve,
the therapy, bring it over.
So Steve, first and foremost, he's the calmest, he's the nicest TD. TD is one of the most rational United fans we've come across, right? He's spoken sense. Some of the deluded people that we have to speak about, right, and talk to on a daily basis. But he needs therapy, Steve.
Listen, it's I have a therapy session once a week with Saeed, so I'm fully qualified to deal with Man United fans' pain. I'm fully qualified. You know, I've been in some dark places with Saeed, and you know, so I know where you're coming from. But it doesn't help when I'm looking on social media and I see your superstar legend Ronaldo. Now he wants to jump ship because the roof's still leaking, the rats are still on the pitch. You know, you're signing fullbacks for 13 million, battling it out with giants like Leon. You know, you can't even pull a player away from Brentford. You know, the club's finished, man. And what tops it off this week for me is seeing Wan Pizarro learning how to cross on a field with some coaching people.
Did you see that?
And what made it worse, tonight I've just seen Anthony Alanga dribbling past cones and shooting in the top corner in an empty net, and people are saying he's ready. First of all, cones don't tackle and cones don't chase you down. And if you shoot in an empty net, the goalkeeper's not there to save it. So this is how bad this football club has become now. You know, Grizz, you're at the top table. Mo Salah's just signed a new contract. You know, Anfield's being redeveloped. Darwin Núñez is coming in. Manchester City have won the league. We've got Erling Haaland, Alvarez, Phillips. These guys are dribbling around cones on the pitch and learning how to cross the ball, man. Come on, man. There's not I can say. I don't even want to take the piss because this guy TD looks. It
becomes
like a
bullying.
nice fella, man.
It becomes.
It's unbelievable, man, where this club's going. But you know what? I'll be serious. I think Ten Hag has got a really tough job on, and I think he's struggled to attract players. But that's not a bad thing because over the years, a lot of these managers come in and they try and get a superstar player in to please the fans, and it doesn't work. Last window, you signed Sancho, Varane, Ronaldo, and you finished lower than you did under Solskjaer. What I think Ten Hag's going to do is this season, he's going to get players in he can trust, players that he knows. Will it work? It's a big gamble because getting these players from the Dutch league, sometimes they take to the Premier League, sometimes they don't.
Recently, it's been they don't take.
But what I will say is, I think that Ten Hag will get a tune out of some of them players that have been letting you down. So that they'll be like new signings. I think Ten Hag might get 3 or 4 of them boys playing decent football again. So I wouldn't panic too much if not many people come through the door. I'd just be patient and let Ten Hag get a rise out of maybe Maguire might improve, Lindelof might improve, but I don't know. I'm just trying to think outside the box.
I'll tell you who I might think. I'll tell you who I might think, Steve, and DT. I'm calling you. Sorry, TD. Got to get it right. The right way around.
In jail, man.
Oh, Steve, don't go there.
Yeah, I was going to say something.
Steve, don't go there. But what I was going to say is, I think the one to look out for, from my point of view, and I totally agree with Steve, is Van der Beek. I genuinely think there's a player there. He's going to get a lease. He's going to be like a new fucking signing for you guys.
Yeah.
Who do you think, like what Steve said, who do you think is going to step up to the level? I don't think Maguire. Okay. I know Steve said Maguire. I think
okay, let me start off with the players that I'm concerned with. It's probably De Gea, Maguire. De Gea, because his feet are awful, and outside of shot stopping, it's kind of just average.
Has he got athlete's foot? Has he?
Yeah, he's afraid of the ball. And then Maguire. The problem is that, like, with our centre back pairings, is that it seems that Varane and Lindelof is the best pairing, but Varane is always injured, so you have to by default just go to Maguire, Lindelof. But the problem is that, like, Maguire likes to sweep, and Lindelof is the one that likes to go forward. But Maguire is too slow to sweep, especially when we play against, like, not even top 6 teams, like top 10 teams. He's too slow to sweep. So, like, if Lindelof gets caught out, which he does a lot because he's a pretty small centre-back and he gets out-muscled most of the time. So, like, if someone just plays ball over Lindelof in an aerial drill, gets to a winger, and the winger's running at Maguire, he's not fluid enough to be able to deal with that.
But what do you think about the guy? But what do you think about the guy that you're linked with? He's another small guy.
Yeah, but the thing is, the thing I like about him, I've only seen him. I saw him play twice in the game. Well, actually, I saw him play twice this season, and then I think I saw him play in. I don't know if he was starting in the Chelsea game when they drew 4-4, but I know he definitely played in the Dortmund game. I watched him twice against Dortmund, and then I think I watched him for Argentina a couple of times. What I like about these South American centre backs, especially Brazilian and Argentinian ones, they just don't care. Like, they'll just get stuck in regardless. But, like, sometimes it causes trouble. Like, obviously we had Rojo, and then City had what's that guy's name? The Argentinian Otamendi. Yeah. No, Otamendi. Like, they would get stuck in, but sometimes it would get them into a lot of trouble. So
Otamendi got in the Premier League Team of the Year, by the way.
Yeah, that's true. But don't act like he would get into trouble.
I'm telling you, mate, he was an animal, man. He was an animal.
Yeah. He was really good. So I'm not concerned about the size thing. But if we play a back 3, I'm not concerned. If you play a back 2 and he plays with Maguire, then I'm concerned, because then.
So what system? And obviously this way you can educate me, at least anyway. Steve might know already. What system did Ten Hag play at Ajax?
4-2-3-1 for all his good. So he had like.
So he won't play his 3 centre backs. Then we know that he won't play.
Yeah, but
if he's been brought up on the way Ajax play and all the Ajax school of footballing excellence and all that stuff, he won't change his system. Probably he's coming to the most. I don't know. You guys are shambolic at the moment, right? He's coming to the most shambolic institutions around. No, it is. Steve's right. You're actually fighting for players that are choosing between you and Brentford and you and who's that left back going to? Leon or something?
He was gonna go Leon, then he hijacked.
Okay.
And we're fighting to convince a player to come to us who would rather be a side thing at Barca than be the main man at United. He'd rather be a side man at United at Barca, because Gavi and Pedri are going to start over him regardless, and he's not going to play DM because he can't really do the DM thing like Busquets, because Busquets is a little different. So Frankie de Jong would rather be the side thing at Barca than the main man at United. That tells you everything. But
I was gonna ask Steve. Steve, you know this whole Ronaldo thing, like, me and you love it, right? We take the piss full stop, but it's fucking embarrassing though, isn't it? Like, this guy was brought back, right, as a hero, as a savior, and we screamed from the rooftops, not from a fucking jealous or insecure point of view, but we genuinely knew that it's going to be a shit move for the club in terms of what they needed, right?
Yeah.
Where does he like? And I asked Daps this question: Where would you? So how do I explain it for you? If it was company, right, done everything, legend, whatever, and then he said, "Look, I want to go to Real Madrid. That's my club." You think, all right, you understand it, you've done your job, all right, brilliant for us. But then if he came back as a hero and you worshipped him and everything, right? And then, after 1 year said, nah, this is not for me. Surely he would go down in your estimation. Like you're living, like, especially if they want him to stay, like the noises they're making, they want him to stay. Like if they're trying to usher him out, you understand. But the fact that he's saying, I want to fuck off out of it. That's what he's saying, Steve. Let's not beat around the bush. He's saying bollocks to this.
If you remember when he first signed and we did the Big Six, I said Cristiano Ronaldo is coming back to a Man United that is totally different to the one he left. And Man United are getting back Cristiano Ronaldo, what is totally different than what he left. But I think the United fans got that excited, that gassed, started swinging in the car park and all that bollocks, where they just got that excited. They couldn't see it. And then when rival fans like me and you were trying to tell him, this is not the same geezer, he's not going to have the same impact, they thought we were jealous. But at the end of the day, Cristiano Ronaldo last season had a good season in a personal point of view for himself. He scored a lot of goals. But coming with them goals came other bad things. He instead of bringing that winning mentality to a team, he brought I don't know, he brought something different where I don't think some players was in awe of him, some players didn't like him. He just was the wrong fit for Man United at the wrong time. And instead
he was sort of
everyone
polarizing.
wants a hero to come back and win you the league and Roy the Rover stuff. But it never really happens that way. And he came back. Yeah, he did okay. They should never have signed him. You can't have Cristiano Ronaldo up front and then have McTominay and Fred in behind him. It's just not going to work. So he's got his legacy to protect now. He's got a couple of years left in him. He needs to go out with a bang. So for me, Man United need to put that one to bed, move him on nicely, gracefully, and start thinking about their actual football team and getting back to a winning side on the pitch, not shirt sales and buying faded superstars. Because what they've done in the last few seasons, got to the end of the season, and anyone that's a faded superstar that's on a free, they've gone and got him. Cavani, Falcao, they even got Igalo, shit like that, Di Maria, people like that. They're not Man United players, they're desperado signings, and hopefully this window now, they can start putting a team together, not individuals to sell shirts.
It's true. You're spot on, because you can tell the profile of play he's going for. So he's going for a young, athletic, quick fullback who seems to be very comfortable on the ball. Obviously playing in the Dutch league, he knows them. So he's going with familiarity as opposed to like even the Telles signing. I laughed at. Like I thought, I don't know if you've watched this guy play. Like, all right, he's lovely left foot, wand of a left foot. I was being told by United fans, and do you know what I mean? Even Wan-Bissaka. One-on-one demon, you can't beat Wan-Bissaka. I thought this is 2020, or 2022 now. But obviously, when you bought him, whenever, like the modern fullbacks, they've got the most anti-modern, the opposite of modern fullbacks. As much like they proper got 1990s fullbacks.
Yeah,
the anti-Robinson and Trent.
Yeah, I mean, look at our fullbacks. We've got Cancelo and Trent. We've got Cancelo and Trent playing like prime Iniestas and Zidanes from fullbacks.
Yeah,
and it's not by fluke that we're the two best teams in Europe. I'll say it. We're the two best teams in Europe, and I've said it for ages, but because we've so thought forward and ahead of the game.
Even Pep turned Fabian Delph into a Centurion left back, and turned Alexander Zinchenko from a 10 to a full back. And but that Wan-Bissaka, doesn't it show it up for what it is? If Wan-Bissaka is now getting personal trainers in to learn how to cross, there's something fucking wrong, man. The coaching staff over the last few years, yeah, we know he's great for one-on-ones, but other than that, he can't get forward, he can't cross the ball, he can't come into midfield, he can't do anything else but sit back and jockey Raheem Sterling and then knock it out for a throw-in. That's all he does.
That's all he does. That's all he does.
It's jockey slide tackle because he goes to ground quite a lot. It's not actually like it's.
And what did Maldini say? about the art of defending?
Yeah, if a defender goes to ground too much, it's actually a red flag, not a green flag. It's not a good thing that they go to ground too much. That's why I like Van Dijk a lot and Rio.
Did you see Company and Van Dijk at their peak?
Yeah.
I seen Van
they
Dijk
don't
and Kevin
go
De
to
Bruyne
ground
partying last night. Did you see it in Vegas?
Oh yeah, living their lives, man. Fucking hell.
Together, arms around each other together.
I know.
What they're talking about.
I know. Proper living a life there, man.
I don't know if De Bruyne's trying to get him to sign for us or he's trying to get De Bruyne to sign for you.
we know KDB's a top red, really. We know he's a Liverpool fan.
I'm worried about that.
But Grizz, TD, listen, go for it, my friend.
Because you asked about who I think will be good under Ten Hag. So I think Sancho, Rashford, I think they'll get back into the England squad, personally, both of them. Because Rashford's been absent of coaching and serious coaching and like consistent one-on-one coaching for most of his career. And I think the style of football that Ten Hag wants to play suits Sancho fairly well because it involves a lot of one-touch, two-touch football. And Sancho, you could see when you watch Sancho during the season that he wanted to do a lot of 1-2s with his fullbacks. But sometimes when he played with Shaw, I call him Michelin tires because he's the most unfit fullback I've ever seen in my life. But when Shaw would want to overlap, and then he would delay his overlap. Like you could see Sancho would get so frustrated because he would have to be stuck in 2-on-1 situations a lot of the time. So I think playing the two-touch football will help him a lot. And then hopefully Bruno Fernandes can improve from a statistical standpoint. I don't think he's ever going to become a better footballer because he's 27 and he can't dribble. All he can do is maybe produce a wicked pass and like score from outside the box. That's about it.
Listen, I wish we could say all the best. No, we can wish you all the best. We can wish you the best.
Yeah, but you don't mean it.
Yeah, I wish you all the best, but I don't mean it. I'm just telling you the
exactly.
truth.
No, I don't mean it. But I genuinely don't think there's going to be much improvement. Like, I'm trying to see angles of where you got. I don't know if you can be worse, you know. I think you may. If they lose Ronaldo, Steve, can they be worse, like, in terms of the goals that he gave? Because Rashford, I don't know about Rashford, man. I used to be a fan of Rashford.
Rashford's, no.
He's gone, innit?
He's trained all pre-season, the lad, but he's not the answer. And do you know what Man United do wrong? They keep all the players, even though they know they need a football man at the top level who can say, this guy's not it now. We need to freshen it up. Man City got rid of Sergio Aguero. If he was at Man United, they'd give him a 3-year contract. They got rid of Yaya Toure. If he was at Man United, they'd have got a 3-year contract. They got rid of David Silva, Vincent Kompany. They got rid of Zabaleta. They probably could have done another season, but we knew that we needed to freshen it up. And this season, we've lost Fernandinho. Last season, we lost Aguero. You've seen Calvin Phillips coming in. You've seen people coming in. Liverpool have done it with Mane. They've said, okay,
we've done it with Ginny. We've done it with Ginny.
Yeah, he wants to go. We let him go. We get some dough for him, and they freshened it up and got one of the best, highly rated strikers. Yeah, they've had to pay for him, but the kid's a diamond. And if you're going to put a diamond with any manager, you want to put him with Jurgen Klopp or you want to put him with Pep Guardiola. So Núñez will do the business for Liverpool. But Man United, Juan Mata, Matic, Luke Shaw, Chris Smalling, Phil Jones, all have got new contracts. They're Manchester United Football Club. They're the biggest club in the world, allegedly. You're giving contracts out to players that shouldn't be anywhere near your first team, and that's the problem. And this Ten Hag's got a really tough job on his hands. The Man United fans have got to get behind him. They can't expect miracles. If this season is a poor season and you finish 6th or 7th, you've got to take it on the chin. You've got to realise that it can't be done overnight. Liverpool and Manchester City are miles ahead of United on and off the field at the minute. So United have got to stop thinking about where they used to be, stop thinking about Liverpool, stop thinking about Man United and think about where they are now, the shit they're in now, concentrate on getting out of this predicament. And if they do that, in the next 2 or 3 seasons, they can get back to somewhere where they should be. If they carry on pulling out these old players, and I was looking at people like Lewandowski, and thinking that's a Man United signing on a free or for 35, 40 million coming for a season. That's where they're at as a club. They need to forget that. They need to start working what they've got. Elanga, Hannibal, they've got young Charlie McNeil in the youth team, people like that. And I think if Ten Hag he's open and honest with the fans and says, look, I'm going to bring in some Ajax players, I'm going to bring in some youth players. We might not be challenging this season, but I promise you by next season we'll be in the best position. I think the Man United fans, the loyal, hardcore Man United fans that understand will be patient and
will appreciate that. Yeah.
I did accept that. The foreign fans that watch on the TV every week who are crazy, they're not going to have that. But at the end of the day, they're not the ones outside Old Trafford arguing, fighting amongst themselves, trying to break in the ground and protest. So if they can see Ten Hag implementing a style and doing it a different way, then I think they've got a chance. If they start demanding signings and kicking off and all that, you're just going to go round and round in circles.
Yeah, I think so. Look, TD, man, it's been great chatting to you, man. You sound like a proper
big up,
clued on. You're a clued on fella, man. You kept it real,
man.
Yeah, keep the faith. Listen, you're young still, man. It cycles. Football. Look, joking aside, football it's all about cycles, man. Liverpool have their time. United had their time. City are having their time. Your time will come again, probably in about 30, 40 years, but it will come again. Listen, and that's the main thing.
You know, it's funny.
Just by the time your kids are like teenagers, you're gonna say, "Yep, they're gonna be back." So keep hope alive. Was it my
advice to you, TD, is get on eBay and look for the Treble 99 DVD. Buy a couple of copies of that for your kids, and keep it in a loft. And then when the kids grow up,
I was born 3 years after the treble.
You know what I'm saying? You can get it out of the loft on an old DVD player, and you can have Man United nights in the house and run around and that.
Yeah, hopefully they release it on Amazon or something.
Listen, look after yourself, pal. Take care, my friend.
Thanks,
guys.
Thanks.
See you, bro.
What are you saying, big man?
Guys,
just give me 1 second. Guys, give me 1 second. Guys, there's still so many of you in the background. I'm going to call it a night. It's 2.5 hours. I'm not a marathon man like some other channels, man. I can't do this, man. 2.5 hours is the longest stream I've ever done in my life. I need to call it quit. I'm just going to have a nice little chat with my brother here. Guys, the ones I couldn't get on, I'm so sorry. Make sure you call in next week when I do the call-in show. It's been a fantastic show. Love you loads. I'm not going to take any more callers on today. So sorry about that. Sorry, Steve. What's going on?
Nah, man, I was just chilling. I was just about to watch that Erling Haaland documentary on Sky, and then I just clicked on seeing you and Daps chatting, so I thought, you know what, I'll jump on. People are mithering me to come on streams left, right, and centre, man. I'm trying to be retired, but I'm getting dragged out.
It's that scene from The Godfather, isn't it? Is it Godfather? Because I always get it mixed up, you know me.
Yes.
The scene from Godfather when he says, when I tried to get out, they dragged me back
in. Yeah, that's what's happening.
But we haven't had a chat though. We haven't had a chat about City and how you feeling, as transfers and everything. And how you feeling?
I'm pretty relaxed with it. I don't get involved in all this panicking about stuff. Listen, if we had Alan Ball in charge and we was linked with Martin Buster Phillips and people like that, I'd be shitting myself. But listen, we've got Pep knows what he's doing. He's brought in Haaland, he's brought in Alvarez, Phillips, Cucurella going to follow. He's brought a new goalkeeper in. And at the end of the day, we're all right. If Raheem Sterling has to leave and we have to drag some money in, so be it. If Gabriel Jesus obviously wanted to move on and be a number one somewhere, I get that. But we freshened it up. Haaland, Alvarez. We sold a hell of a lot of youth players. But I did predict that. I said, them under-23s are beating teams 14-0 in the Premier League 2. It's not a challenge for them. So there's no benefit with them there. So you either loan them out or you get rid of them, put a sell on. And the way City doing it at the minute, they're not bothered if they drop a clanger because they've got sell-ons and buybacks. So they're letting them go. They've sold the Japanese centre-back today, Ikatora. He's Japanese number one centre-back. He's never played a game for us. 5 mil. Bang. Thank you.
But do you know what, Steve? I was asking Daps, right? The way your guys are selling, I think you've got a surprise signing.
I think so as well.
Honestly, I think something's brewing because the way you're like Raheem Sterling, Jesus, right? Fair enough. You've got Alvarez and Haaland. I genuinely think, Steve, you got something. It might be at the back. Like
I've heard today that De Ligt is wanted, and they've asked for Zinchenko and Gundogan in the deal. That's what I got told today. But for me, that weakens us even more, and it's getting towards the end of the season and losing squad players. I can't see it, but I think there's definitely some more surprises. They're doing a Haaland announcement thing on Sunday at the stadium. They're just bringing so many fans in to greet Haaland and all the new signings. So they might get someone in before them. But
shall I tell you who scares the two players that scare the shit out of me? If you go for them, and if you go for them, you'll get them. There's this fella, Gnabry.
Yeah, he's been linked as well.
Because if you get rid of Sterling and you get rid of Jesus, you're left with Mahrez, who he doesn't trust always, and you're left with Foden, and that's it as wingers out and right. Now I don't know enough about Alvarez, so I'll let you speak on Alvarez if he can play in those roles.
He can play there, but I don't think he's going to play there. We've got Bernardo's can play out wide again, but he's not ideal. We've got Cole Palmer, who's I don't know, he's only young.
Unless he's doing a Foden with Cole Palmer.
Cole Palmer's definitely got to step up because he's looking the business, but he's definitely got to step up. Obviously, Grealish can play on the other side. You just don't know how Pep. But I think this is what I'm thinking. Yeah, a lot of these younger City fans, they're thinking in their head, don't get rid of Sterling. He's a winger. He gets down the line. He's going to cross it in on Haaland's head, and it's going to be a goal. That's bullshit. Because if you look at Haaland's goals, 90% of Haaland's goals are not with his head. They don't put balls into head. They put balls in round the back and over the top. So Manchester City ain't going to play with two flying wingers. I'm telling you that now. They're going to play like Barcelona. They're going to play balls in. Kevin De Bruyne's going to play further up the pitch. He's going to be zapping them balls across in and around the back. Haaland's going to be getting on him. That's how we're going to play. Don't be surprised if City get down the line and cut back inside again and come all the way across the middle. And you won't see Manchester City spamming crosses in. So we don't need Raheem Sterling. We don't need him. Because you know what with Raheem Sterling? When he gets in them positions, he wastes a lot of the balls. Man City don't need that. We need people that keep the ball. And like Barcelona did, do not waste the ball. Don't have Raheem Sterling running into a dead end and going out for a corner or a goal kick. So we don't need that. We need technical players. Even if they slow the game down on the left, slow the game down on the right, and make that right decision. And I can see that happening. I can see City playing that ticky-tacky style, waiting for the gap, and then all of a sudden, De Bruyne plays that ball through, or Grealish plays that ball through. Haaland runs onto it first time, bang. That's how I see City playing. I'm telling you.
I totally agree with you, and that's how I've envisaged him playing anyway. Kieran B says Mahrez and Grealish on the bench. It's not bad at all. Starting forward line of Foden, Haaland, and Alvarez, maybe. That's not bad. Someone wanted to ask, and I wanted to ask as well, what do you think about the Saka? I can't find it now, but it was about Saka. What do you
Arsenal.
think? Yeah.
I mean, listen, Saka for me, I've said it and got shut down. I'll take him at left back. I don't want him anywhere else. I'd take him at left back. I would, but I don't want him anywhere else. I don't think he's good enough anywhere else. Another one that runs into dead ends a lot for me. But he's only a young player, and I don't think we've got the patience to be building him up at the minute. I think we just know what we need now. We get into that refresh stage where, you know, Grealish has got to come into his own next season. De Bruyne's getting on a little bit. Bernardo's ticking along there. Gundogan's ticking along there. We've got to get. I think we're going to go for that Champions League this season.
There's one more question I wanted to ask you. No, sorry. There's one more question the chat wanted to ask you. Felix.
Yeah, Felix is. I mean, I'm a big fan of Felix, and do you know what with Felix? We played Atletico Madrid twice this season, and that kid is absolutely wasted in that team with that manager.
Totally.
And you know what? If he's not got any personal ambition in his body to say, I want to go and play for a manager that's going to use my talents, expansive, attacking football, then he's got no ambition, because he, for me, in our side, would be frightening. And he's been commenting on Ruben Diaz's pictures and all that, and everyone's giving it all that shit. But no, he'd be great. He'd be perfect for us, I think. If you got rid of Raheem Sterling and Jesus and then signed Felix,
I think you're cooking something. I genuinely think this is not information based. Before people say, "Oh, fucking Grizz said," you know what I mean? But I just have a feeling the way you're operating, the way you're, like you've been saying in the chat, like selling players left, right, and center that you don't need or Pep don't need. I think you're building up for massive hit by the end of the window.
Yeah, there's a
I don't
massive
know.
boost
It's a feeling.
in sales now. If we sell Sterling and Thingy, we're well in credit like you won't believe. Madness money. But we're already, you just don't know. Felix would be brilliant.
I'd hate that. I'd absolutely hate that if you got Felix. Very quickly, because I want to wrap it up, man. Oh, fuck's sake, man. Me and you can chat forever, but you've only come now. Talk to us in terms of, are you done with outgoings? Like, I'm not talking about your squad and under 23s. How about the noise around Bernardo, the noise around Zinchenko?
I don't think Bernardo's going to leave.
3 players: Ake, Zinchenko, and Bernardo.
Don't think Bernardo's going to leave. I think he's going to stay. Zinchenko, if Cucurella comes in, maybe, but I don't think Zinchenko had a chance to leave a few years ago for first team football at Wolves. I think he just gets the club, and I think he likes he's an important player. He doesn't play every week, but I think he gets that. So I can see him going in and staying. Nathan Ake, if we've got a replacement lined up, let him go. Raheem Sterling, I think, is going. There was talk about Gundogan maybe going. I think he's going to stay now. It's a bit of a mad one. Riyad Mahrez will sign his new contract. Foden will sign his new contract, and Pep will sign his new contract.
Yeah, I think so, man. I think, and you can see it. He's doing this very similar to how we're doing it. It's mad because me and you notice these things because we look past the banter and trolling, but both Pep and Klopp signing new extensions, getting rid of certain players that have been very good for themselves, like Ginny, Mane, and you guys with Sterling and the other fella, Jesus.
Yeah.
Right? Bringing in new, younger strikers. You bring in Haaland. We bring in a fucking Nunes. Right?
Yeah.
You bring in Alvarez. We're bringing in Carvalho. Right? You're bringing Cucurella. We're bringing in Ramsey. It's literally like for like. You've gone and got Phillips. Our squad or our fan base is crying out for a Phillips type as well.
Yeah.
But you get my point. It's parallel, and we're slowly seeing Man City 2.0 and Klopp 2.0. I think we're going to go again for the next 3-4 years. I genuinely believe that.
They will do, and I think they're both doing the same thing, the right time. This is what I said. Mane, instead of having a long drawn out saga with Mane, they just said, okay, yeah, you can go. We'll take some nice money for him, and we freshened it up and got there was a very, very distinct lack of strikers out there. You can go for an older head, but for me, that's a sign of panicking. I think, and with Liverpool fans, with Nunes, he's one of the hottest prospects in the world, young. You've got to take a risk, and you've got to mould him into your style of play. You get an older striker to come into your team, he can't really be told. You can't teach an old dog's new tricks. He's going to come in and try and do his business. If he doesn't quite adapt, you're left with a problem. Whereas with Nunes, I think if you get him young enough, I think Haaland's going to have to change a little bit as well. I think Pep's going to tweak him, and I think
100%.
Klopp will tweak him. The thing is with Liverpool fans, you've got to be patient. The Premier League won't be patient. Rival fans won't be patient. If Darwin Núñez doesn't score in the first few games, they're going to be on him. The same as they've been on Grealish. The same they're going to be on Haaland. So there's a lot of young players coming in the Premier League with pressure. But listen, when you're at the top, you're there to be shot at. So as long as your fans won't turn on him, I know that. Our fans won't turn on our man. It'll just be the press talking bollocks again, as usual.
Well, it will be the press, and it will be the keyboard warriors that will turn on these guys and the owners. Just pure keyboard warriors. That anyway. I don't want to get into it. I had a fit early on, and people were telling me off. There was another question, last question. He said, so I'm going to make it the last question. Final question. Avik, thank you, Avik. He says, final question: are either of you fearful about Spurs? Took 8 points from 12 last season from both of you.
No, listen, Tottenham last year won off games, they risen the game and they got a result. But then they're going to lose against Burnley. Then they're going to lose against Brighton. So it's all right getting a result against the big boys every now and then. It happens, we know that. But when you've got to be consistent, when you've got Liverpool losing 2 games and Manchester City racking up 98 points, 97 points, whatever it is, you've got to go some to get anywhere near that. So Will Tottenham be a problem? There'll be a problem in the Premier League for other teams, I think, and I think they'll be strong to get the top 4, but not being big-headed. City and Liverpool are too far ahead. We don't lose against them smaller teams consistently. We keep rolling 18, 15 game runs, 18 game runs, 12 game runs. I don't think Tottenham's got that in them. I don't.
I think at the moment they're clearing third. I genuinely believe that. I think he's done. I think because the caliber of the coach, he's a fucking quality manager. We can't
he's a
hide
great
from
manager.
that.
Yeah, he's a great manager.
He's a
and it's another 2 windows if he can tweak it, because Tottenham had a lot of shit in that team. Another 2 windows like he's been doing now. People are turning their nose up at Richarlison and that. Listen, Richarlison is a certain kind of player. He's a little bit aggressive. He's got a bit of balls about him.
Oh, he's a Conte player.
Yeah, and he likes that. He's a fiery player who he can get in his mind. And I think if Conte gets in your mind, gets in Richarlison's mind, Richarlison will run through brick walls for him. And that's what you're going to see.
Well, that's the kind of coach he is, and he knows what kind of player he wants.
My argument with Toby last year was if them players, if Conte cannot get a tune out of them players, and he's a motivated manager, you've got a serious problem. And I think he knew that himself. So he's bringing in that, and I think they might add a little bit of experience to the squad somewhere. I just can see a couple of older heads dropping in, and then I think Tottenham are good to go. And
that's what Conte does, though. Conte, everywhere he goes, he brings in older heads, mature head, experienced players. That's what he does. He's a fucking...
Because when you get to the business end of the season, we talked about on the Big Six, all the freak results that you see at the business end of the season, whether you like it or not, comes down to experience, because your players are tired, your younger players are getting a bit burnt out. If you've got them older heads that can come in and steady the ship, City's had it with Fernandinho, you've got it with Henderson, players
You've got it with Gundogan, the best example.
Yeah. Exactly.
What happened in your last game of the season? Gundogan came on and won you the league.
Exactly, and that's what I'm saying. Them older heads, you got to have that mix, and I think that's where a lot of these teams fall down. They either go too old, and they get a burn out at the end of the season, and it doesn't look well, or they go too young. You just need to find that right mix, and I think Conte will get there with it. Arsenal need a bit of that now, for me. They need a bit of that.
Yeah, just to answer forgot who it was now who asked, but I think Spurs are clear of Chelsea and Arsenal. I think Spurs will finish third. I do think that the gap between us and Spurs won't be as big as it was between us and Chelsea. I think it'll close.
Yeah.
But like Steve, I don't think it'll be anything to worry about as such. I still think it'll be a 10-point gap, about 10, 12-point gap. That's how I look at it.
We start slow every season. And a big concern for me, the last 2 seasons, we've started slow, we've been off the pace, then we've kicked into gear, and we've gone on a run. This season, for me, we don't play enough pre-season games. For me, 2 pre-season friendlies in fucking America is not getting anyone.
Is that what you got? Is that what you've got?
2. That's it.
None when you come back?
No. We had 2 last year, and we got 2 this year, and it's not enough. So I don't know what he's playing at or what he's thinking, but it's not enough. So Man City, if you want to get Man City, get them early. Last 2 seasons proved that. Tottenham got into us early days. Leicester got into us early days. And at the end of the day, you've just got to... I just hate the first 10 games because I know we need to hit the ground running, but I just don't think...
That is very surprising.
Our boys are all on the piss still. Grealish is in San Serena. He's been on... Our boys are still party land, so... To come back and get a load of ale out here in 2 games is not, when you play after youth teams, just don't do it for me.
Imran, I'm so sorry, mate. He says, Salam Grizz, how late am I into the stream? Nice seeing you, Big Steve, again. You're only 2 hours 44 minutes late, son.
Hey, that is a marathon stream for you, man. I was going to bed, man, but I just pressed my phone and seen you boys chatting, so I thought, you know what?
I do 1.5 hour max, but the chat was so good. It was so flowing. Don't know if you saw the chat we had of everyone. It was proper. The community is mad, man. There's still like 450 people on a... What night is it, Steve? I don't know what.
It's Saturday night. Sunday morning now. But no, you're doing well, man. I like to see everyone doing well. I'm still floating about. I'm busy, man. So I'm just doing other things, but I still get asked to do stuff and that. I'm just going to do things when I need to, when I can do things. You know what I mean? If I can do it, I can do it. I'm not missing it. I'm not missing it. I'm actually feeling good and just relaxing and chilling out. And you know, it's silly season, isn't it? I look at some of the streams, everyone's going over the same thing. Everyone's panicking about players, and I don't need that shit.
Transfers, panic. Yep, transfers, owners, all the same. But you know what, Steve? And you're spot on. The reason why you're so calm and relaxed is now you work at your pace.
Yeah.
You're not obliged. You don't have to go out. You don't have to have a timetable. Do you know what I mean? So it's like whenever you can, whenever you're relaxed, whenever you're first, because family comes first for you. I know that. Yeah, and then your business comes second. I know that. And this is like a social hobby thing for you. So when the other two are covered, I know what you're like. So that's why you're probably feeling much more relaxed about it. But I genuinely hope. No, I can't. That's selfish. Because I was going to say, I genuinely hope once the season kicks in and you get that rush of blood and urge again.
Yeah, I'm definitely going to get that. I know that.
Yeah,
I'm going to get on there and do things. And like you say, I'm just going to float about and do what I need to do. But it's mad how everything slowed down, and it's good. It's good in a good way, you know. It was good in a good way. Because I'm that kind of guy where I try and reply to everybody and talk to everybody. And before I know it, I've been...
half your day's gone. I know. Look at me. I said half your day's gone. I'm just answering replies.
Yeah, exactly. And you're like, oh, God. So, no, I'm enjoying it. And I'm enjoying... Do you know what? I'm actually enjoying watching the streams.
It's a different aspect, isn't it?
Yeah, I get a cup of tea and I start laughing my head off, because when you're in a stream, you're sort of focusing on what people are saying, but thinking about what you're going to say. But when you're sat in the house, you can just enjoy it, man. Enjoy it and rattle the chat up and that.
It's true. We were laughing the other day when you and Turkish were in the chat, the Big Six. It was one of the brilliant. It was totally different. It looked like there was 7 of us suddenly. Do you know what I mean? You guys infiltrating the chat, us on the screen. It was brilliant. We were laughing our heads off.
It's good, man. The Big Six is doing well, and the boys are doing well, and that's you, Lewis, are all doing well in their own way. And like you say, the season will start, and people will find their own groove and that. And yeah, it's all good. It's all good.
100%. I'm not going to answer that now. I know why you've asked me this.
That's a tin of worms.
Yeah, that's just one of those questions. And no, they know my opinions. They know I'm calling out all the bedwetters, as I call them. I'm calling out the bedwetters left, right, and centre. I hate bedwetters. No time for bedwetters on my channel. You don't know that. But listen, people, fucking hell, coming up to 3 hours, man. This is madness. I hope you've enjoyed the calling show. It's been a mad one. We've even had the pleasure of Big Steve popping right at the end with a cameo performance, as usual. As he's coming and fucking won the league like Gundogan right at the last minute.
At the end like Gundogan, didn't I?
Yeah, Gundogan. He came in with Gundogan. He showed his experience. He let the youngsters, the Daps and the Kazes, like deal with it, and then he thought, right, step aside now, lads. This is the big guy.
It's funny, man. Funny. But man, listen, great to see you. Have a great weekend. Keep up the work, man, and I'll speak to you soon, yeah?
Take care, guys. That's bye from me, and that's bye from Big Steve. Look after yourselves. Bye-bye.
Cheers. Good night.